right. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Peace be with you all. We are live with another live stream where we discuss Islam, and everyone is welcome to call in and talk to us. Before we start, yes, the hourglass is already with us, and the link is there for those others who would like to join. All right. As usually, my brother Martin. Hello.
Hello,
How are
my
you?
future brothers in Christ.
Yes. Hello. How are you, inshallah?
I'm good, and you guys?
Yes, we are good.
It's Azri as well.
Hello.
Yes, Azri. Yes. Hello, my brother
Hello,
Azri.
Azri and Hourglass.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Muji, Hourglass.
Assalamu
Hello,
alaikum.
Martin.
Hello. Peace.
Hello, my brother Stephen.
Hello,
Hey,
Stephen,
Assalamu
my brother in
alaikum,
Christ.
everybody. Good morning.
Yes. Good
Yes,
evening.
always.
He's lag. You're lagging a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
Hello,
tired
Mr. Tree.
hold
Hello,
on.
Mr. Tree. Yes. Please join us as well if you would like. Martin, I don't lag
Yes.
anymore. Yeah.
What?
My
You don't lag.
no.
I'm so glad. No,
Yeah,
it doesn't look like it's
You know
lagging.
why? Because it is.
What's happened?
I changed computer to Apple computer. So
Okay.
I don't know. It was a problem not with my network. It was a problem, I think, with the computer. So later, maybe we can talk to see if you can help me to fix.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear
Sorry.
me now?
You're lagging, Stephen.
Yes, Stephen, you are lagging.
Hey, Ezra. I'm just
You're
gonna
lagging like
listen.
crazy.
It's a busy day. I just wanted to wish
Thank
you
you.
guys a good day.
Okay, thank you, my brother. All right, he went. I think he's has
He
problem.
ran away.
Hello, Azri. Azri, welcome, and we will discuss your disagreement. No problem. You're always welcome, my brother.
Or do you
Capitals
want
and
to
you.
discuss? No.
No, we can talk.
Uh,
Not discuss. No, we can
but
talk.
I don't think you will change anyway. So sorry, Mr. Muji. Okay.
No, but what do you mean? Let's see. Maybe if I'm, if I'm wrong, then people can decide that I'm wrong or not. Let people judge. All right, no problem. We just talk. All right, let's see.
What do you think about this comment, Muji?
Look,
Highlighted?
yes, capital. I know. I said, just wish you a good day. You too, my brother. Hello, you know I never run. Yes, he's
That's what a person says when they run away, Muji. That's what they usually say.
yes. Azri, God bless you. Hourglass, God bless you. Thank you, my brother.
And
All right.
Muji, did you read that? Is that
sorry.
some loop? Yeah.
No, Hourglass has still the what is it? Echo, yeah, because I think you have to use the headphones. That's why it comes this, or else maybe YouTube is open. I don't know. There is something. So anyway, Martin, what you said?
No, I said, Muji, you read on WhatsApp, right? The beautiful verses of the Quran saying we need to go by the gospel.
Yeah.
And did you listen to the other guy? He said the solution to every problem is the gospel, the good news of the gospel, and how it changes a person to not hate Muji but to love Muji.
Yes.
All the Christians love Muji.
Of course. Yeah.
And well,
Not
some
all.
Muslims, yeah, not all, but they show love in different way, Muji. They show love in perhaps not the right way.
Okay.
You understand?
In a very bad way.
So yeah. They need to learn, Muji. They need to grow in their Christianity.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So,
I wish that I can teach them.
but you do. You tell them, hey, in the Bible it says to love your enemies. Even you have to love your neighbor and love your enemies. And
yes. So, yes. Anyway, Azri, would you like to discuss those issues?
Okay. My issue is your belief that Christians are believers. Sorry, Mr. Muji. There's a verse in the Quran, chapter 5, verse 72. It says that Christians are disbelievers. And I don't think you will change in this matter.
No, wait. Can you, because I think I will have Martin, chapter 5, verse what?
For what?
Can you please bring it up so that we can check
Which
it?
one?
Chapter 5, verse
oh.
72.
Chapter 5,
Okay.
verse 72.
Let me
Because
see.
I am in Apple, and I don't think that I can share things.
Yeah, Apple is a pain. I have an Apple too, Muji.
Yeah.
You'll feel the pain soon. Just like
No,
Adam Eve felt the
no, it's
pain
not
from
about.
the
It's
apple.
not about Apple. It's about this. I think program is not working very properly
Okay, so
with Apple.
what's it? 5.
Can you
Chapter
put
5,
verse 72? Yeah, Azri.
72.
Yes, yes.
Let me
He said
see.
that that verse says Christians are disbelievers. I'm sure that it is misinterpretation, because it is kufr, definitely, and it is not all Christians. As I have said already, you have to put those verses beside other verses of Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, wait, 72. Those who say Allah is the Messiah. So, okay, yes, we have read this one, all right? They commit a kufr, okay? Kufr is rejection, okay? Rejection as well. It has many different meaning. As I have read, wait, I have to bring up, sorry, I have to bring up the verse about kufr so that I can bring you from Quran, okay? Kufr. If you reject, where is it? Okay. Let's see.
But you won't change, right?
No,
I don't think you will
No, the thing
consider
is that. No, the thing is
Christians
that.
are disbelievers, right?
No. Look, I say that it is not that I don't change. It is that this is my understanding. Okay, from Quran that it is. Anyway, I have read this verse. Okay, yes, chapter 16, verse 32. The ones who know, that's not the one. I was going to read that one about Satan, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to bow in front of I have to find it, kafir, maybe in front of okay, yes, here when, okay, chapter 2, verse 34, when we told the angels bow down before Adam, they all bowed, but not Iblis, who refused and was arrogant, and he became a kafir. My brother, how can Satan, when he's talking to God, be a disbeliever? Okay, he reject a command of God, he became a kafir. So rejecting command of God is kufr. Okay, but and I have said that we all commit kufr. The minimum lie you say, the minimum bad deeds you do is a kufr. Okay, so
The minimum lies, is it lies or is it oppression? Can you define properly what
no,
kafir means?
look, I have to read for you another one. Okay, chapter 2, verse 256. It says, "Let there be no compulsion in religion, for the truth stand out clear from falsehood. So whoever becomes kafir against tyrants and believes in God." So there are kafirs who believe in God, okay, but they reject tyrants. Tyrants are oppressors, the dictators. So to rejecting dictators are also, according Quran, is a kufr, okay, but that kufr is a correct kufr, because you reject the tyrants and you believe in God. So kufr is not disbelief, kufr is rejecting, okay. So now if you reject the tyrants in chapter 2, verse 256, you are a good kafir, you have done a good kufr, okay.
But I
Do you
have a
understand?
question. I have a follow-up
Yes,
question, Mr. Muji.
yes,
Okay.
yes, please.
Do you believe that the Quran, could the Quran words have many meaning? Like
Wait,
Islam.
wait, I have to answer this question, okay, Azri, is that okay?
Okay.
Because Mr. Tree said, but
Okay.
Satan doesn't exist, okay. So these are metaphoric, okay, Mr. Tree, and yes, even for example, the story of Adam and Eve is, for me, is a metaphoric. There are many metaphoric verses in Quran. This is to explain for us. It was for the people of the past who couldn't understand that capitalism is a system. Sorry, Satan is a system, is not an entity. And if you wish, if you believe that Satan is an entity, then I'd be more than glad to discuss with you to see if you really know who is Satan, what is his job, and let's see, put it in practice. We have to use rationality also in interpreting Quranic verses. It's not just reading it. So here, what I'm talking about is according understanding of people that Satan is is an entity and is talking to God. He's saying to God that I reject your your command. So Quran says that he became a kafir. So understand that one, okay? So I'm trying to explain what is kufr, the meaning of kufr. Yes, Azri, please.
What was I saying again? I said that the words, the Quran words have many meaning. Do you believe in that?
The Quran what? Sorry, once
The
again.
Quran
Words.
the words of the
Words.
Quran
Yes.
have many meaning. Like
Not
kafir has
all.
many
No.
meaning.
Yeah. Look, I said that kufr is rejection. Okay. Sorry. Kufr is a rejection. Yeah. When you reject something, you have committed kufr. And brother Rashid also had a video. I have shared it as well, and he explained it very well. Okay. So yeah, when you reject something, you have committed kufr. And I gave an example that when you reject the oppressors, the tyrants, you also are a kafir according Quran. But you are a good kafir because you reject the tyrants, but you believe in God. So kufr is not disbelief. When you reject God's commands, okay, that's a kufr as well, okay? And what God's commands is doing good deeds, okay? If you, for example, God say love one another and you hate other people, that's a kufr, okay? But not every kufr take you to hell, okay? There are minor kufr and there are major kufrs. And God says that if you, I forgive you for your minor bad deeds, but I, take you account. It says that if you avoid my major bad deeds, I will forgive your minor bad deeds. Okay, so he understands that you make mistakes, you do minor bad deeds. Okay,
But Mr. Muji, I'd like to say something.
yeah.
What if Christians are oppressing God? Then
Eh,
they say the wrong things about God, so they are wrong.
okay,
Saying
yes. Look, it is like it is a kufr because you say something wrong about God. Okay, that God, for example, has a son or he has a wife, or even for example pagans when they make statue of God, that's also a kufr. But it doesn't mean necessarily that God will punish them for that, because God says in Quran, in other verses, that he will reward them for their good deeds. Understand? God knows that people may make mistake, but there are things that you have no right to make mistake about, that killing people, oppressing people. These are things that, at least for us, understand, for people
okay,
of
I
the past,
understand.
maybe, yes. But for us, yes.
Okay. But still doesn't changes the fact that there was the Quran verse 572 saying it's disbelievers. But I admit that Christians are also capable of good. So yeah, right. It's
Yes,
correct.
yes, they are. Yes, they are doing good deeds. So I say that it is just about that. What they say, that's a kufr. Okay, yes, I accept it. That's wrong. All right, but as I am not going to, attack Martin or punish Martin for saying that. Okay, I'm sure that God is not going to do that either. Okay, if he do good deeds, if he follow the good commands of, Jesus, peace be upon him as well, which is loving people, and so on, and doing good deeds. So as long as they are doing good deeds, Quran mentioned that they are among the righteous people and they will be rewarded. Okay, Azri? So even you, as an atheist, I've said, as an atheist, if you do good deeds, okay, then you are among the righteous people. Okay, you will be rewarded for your good deeds. It is not your beliefs, it is your actions that are counted in front of God. Understand, Azri?
Okay. I haven't speak to Hourglass before. Hey, Hourglass. Hey.
Yes. Hello.
Okay. So
Good to-
you're Muslim, is it?
Yes,
yes,
she,
that's right. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, Mr. Muji, I have another question. Do you
yes,
mind?
please. Yes, please.
Okay. So my question is ISIS a few or are they the majority of the people?
Not majority, but unfortunately, there are, I cannot say numbers, but of course, few percent are very radical, but there are a number percentage of Muslims who believe in the same, ridiculous beliefs that they believe as well, but they don't put it in act. Okay, they are ordinary people, but the things that unfortunately they don't know themselves, they haven't read the Quran, and like Majid Nawaz. Okay, Majid Nawaz, I don't know if you know him. He was a radical.
Yes.
He said himself. He said, without reading Quran, I was a radical. So there are lots of such a people. And there was a guy as well. He was saying that, oh, you don't know anything, and then he called in. Remember, Martin? He called in. I think he was from India, and he even didn't know that. I think it was stoning. He didn't know even that stoning is not in Quran. And then when he realized, he, he left. He left. So you see that these people don't even, read Quran properly, and they just, they think. Mostly they see somebody with Arabic clothes and long beard. They think that, oh, this guy is, the right hand of Prophet Muhammad, unfortunately. Yes.
So the ISIS is only a few, right? Minority.
I mean, in reality, the ISIS organization, if you take that one, organization, yeah, it was a political organization. It was created by Iranian regime and Assad, and they had a goal. But of course, they brought a bunch of extremists, and then it was a research as well, that many of them, they were just going for sex and killing. They were. It was a research in the West as well. They sit in front of computer, these video games, and then they want to put it in practice. So many of them were going there, and not because they were believing. Understand? So they were going for
Okay.
some kind of actions. Understand?
So
But
you're
there
saying
are,
that
yes.
so you're saying that only a minority of people only a minority of Muslims are astray, right? That's what you're saying.
No, I don't say. So yeah,
Me-
hourglass. Yes, hourglass. You wanna?
Yes. Thank you. Yes, maybe I could answer your question. Yes, the religion of Islam, it came 1400 years ago with the Quran and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But scholars of the past, they don't really think, you know, they don't read the Quran properly, some of them, because they rely on narrations, they rely on reports more than they do the Quran. So what happens is they don't have a very educated knowledge when it comes to the Quran. They're more interested in making money, some of them, and they don't want to evolve, even though we're living in the 21st century, but some of them, they still have these very archaic views, right? That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Azri, I have to say that if you say ISIS, I myself call many people, not many people, but some people who believe in the same, thing. I call them ISIS, because for me, their belief, when they believe stoning adulterers is okay, killing apostate is okay, they are in the rank of ISIS. Okay, like that Sheikh, that Asim. Sheikh Asim and such people. They might not be.
Oh yes.
They might not be members of ISIS. They might even reject ISIS, but they are in the same rank and they believe in the same barbaric ideology. So there are, unfortunately, as I said, many people who may believe in those barbaric acts, but it is not. I mean, what I'm doing is for that, to try to change them, to say that no, this is not Islam, okay, and this has nothing to do with Islam. But unfortunately, they block me.
But still, the question is, do you believe that many Muslims are astray, or only a few of
No,
them
there
are
are many.
astray?
No, I believe many Muslims are stray. Yes, no,
Including Muji,
Oh,
perhaps.
no. I mean,
Unfortunate.
yes. I have to say that, Martin. If if doing good deeds, loving other people is stray, then yes, okay, I'm very much stray. Yeah. Yes, but I don't believe that.
As loop.
Yes, but I don't believe that. I believe that yes, they are stray because they go against the commands of the most merciful and forgiving God. Okay, and because I had now a dialogue with there is a channel called let me see, Marvelous Marvelous Quran. I had a little chat with him. He had a video. Okay, question: how do you feel about Sneeko and Andrew Tate conversion? I don't know them much actually, but I mean, I haven't been following them. I don't know why. What is their?
They converted to ISIS Islam, Muji,
Yes.
basically.
Okay. I know, but I mean, I don't know what I have heard things about this Andrew Tate that I don't know what is their motivation. I know that he wasn't a good person at all, and I hope that he changed. I don't know. I cannot say. Yeah.
Yes. Maybe I could add a little something.
Yes, please.
Yes. Well, as far as Andrew Tate is concerned, I don't know very well about where he's coming from, but I know he's very famous. And yes, I mean, it's fine if he. I'm glad he he found out about Islam, so he can have a happy life, I guess.
I mean, I hope that he do that, but I don't know much about that. He is going to do that, but I don't want to discuss something that I don't know much about it. Okay, so anyway, this Marvelous Quran, he was trying to interpret or discussing a fabricated, stupid hadith by Bukhari. It says the hadith say by Amr ibn Maymun. Maymun is monkey in Arabic. He said, I saw during the period before Islam a female monkey around which a group of monkeys gathered, and she had committed adultery, and they stoned her, and I stoned her too. Okay, so he was trying to how do you say, to to explain, to justify this fabricated hadith, that it was like this, it was like that. Anyway, but and I said that and he believed that Prophet Muhammad stoned people to death. I said that if you believe in that, then you don't even understand what the most merciful and forgiving. You don't understand the meaning of mercy and forgiving. At least that one you don't understand. Okay, because as human being we understand in the most modern countries today, people understand what is mercy and forgiving. That's why capital punishment doesn't exist in modern countries. And yes, these people, they think that they follow the most merciful and forgiving God, and they believe in stoning adulterers. That barbaric act was a command of God.
So killing is not merciful, is it?
Killing is absolutely I mean, punishing, okay, punishing people, okay. I mean, from our side, okay, from our side, because we make mistake and people make mistake, they have the right to repent. I just was reading actually, as in Australia, Martin, there was a mother. She was sentenced to 40 years in jail for killing four of her children. And after 20 years, some scientists found out that all of her children, they died because of some genetic problem. And she was all the time saying that I am innocent, I haven't killed them. So after 40 years, science proved that she was innocent. So we can always be wrong in our judgment, Azri. So that's why I say the judgment should be on God, whatever he does, okay? Whatever he does, it is God. He has created us. He's the most knowledgeable, most wise, understand? But of course, the only thing we have right is, who is this Nico? Okay, it's Nico. All right, you can explain for me. So, by the way, our glass went. Anyway, so Azri, the only way we have the right to kill is as the last option, and for self-defense, nothing else, no any other, places. Azri?
But I disagree, Mr. Muji.
Why?
We have to kill to eat. We have to kill animals.
No, Martin. No, Azri.
Muji, this is Nico.
I know.
This is Nico.
I know him. I've seen, videos about him. I know.
Just
But
for
anyway,
Aliko.
yeah, I know it's for Aliko. Azri. Okay, our glass is here back. Yes, Azri.
Yes.
Yes, Azri. What I mean is killing people. Understand? We have discussed this one, that killing animals, and you know that Islam forbid to kill all animals. It's just certain animals that you have the right to kill. So killing animals for our survival is not, forbidden. God has provide all these things for us. Okay, you cannot say to cats that they if they kill and eat, they have committed a crime. So this is not a crime that we kill animals and eat. What I'm talking about is people, Azri. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
this
have
is this is our nature, and we need. I've said it many times before that some people who go vegan or like that, they become very thin. They get health problems. Yeah, science is more proof than for witness. Okay, look. We have discussed this one before, that for witness is also. Okay, Aladdin, I'm still waiting for you. Okay, and I'm still waiting.
He must come on. I'm still waiting for him to join. I'm waiting. I'm waiting him to teach Muji Islam.
Yes,
I'm
I'm waiting you to teach me Islam. Okay, so join us. Yes, the link. Let me put the link. Yes, okay. Let me
I
say.
thought you wouldn't allow Aladdin to talk about Christianity with Martin. I
No.
think he wants to talk
No.
Christianity.
Christianity is in the Quran, Muji. So the
No.
Quran talks about Christianity.
Azri. I said
So Islam is about Christianity
no,
as well.
I said join and teach me Islam. Okay, so I didn't say join and discuss with Martin. Okay, so I'm determined on my position that no discussion about other religion, only about Islam. Since you are afraid.
No, he can come on. I'm not
Excuse
afraid.
me.
I'm open.
No,
We invited him on Discord, Muji, and he doesn't want to join.
No, Martin. He's clearly himself afraid, okay, to join and talk to me. And now he's claiming he can't run if he does what? If he doesn't join. Yes, exactly. He cannot run. Okay, about the four witnesses, okay? The four witnesses is, it was even in this video that Marvelous Quran was saying, he was saying it's almost impossible, okay, to find those four witnesses. But I say it is not almost impossible. It is absolutely impossible to find those 4 witnesses, because God doesn't want us to punish people, okay, for their bad deeds, because we are all sinners ourselves, okay? So God wants us to forgive people, because he knows that there is a source for bad deeds, all these troubles, problems that's happening in the world. They have a source, and God wants us to get rid of that source, okay?
What's the source, Muji? Capitalism.
So the source is, yes, the satanic system, I call it, okay? Better say to satanic system. This channel has nothing to do with Islam, okay? Yeah, definitely. No, wait. Definitely has nothing to do with your barbaric Islam, okay? With your backward religion. Guy has his own version. It's not my own version. We are millions, okay? You want brother Rashid join us? I'll ask him to join us actually.
Muji, if you two talk, I'll be the judge between you two. I'll be the moderator.
Yes,
Muji.
yes.
And then I'll
But-
mute Muji when he talks too much, or I'll
but he
when
ran
he
away.
talks too much. Yeah,
Yeah,
but he doesn't
I
run.
agree. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, version of Islam. He muted me for. Yes, I muted you because you were not allowing people. You were very rude. You know, if you are not rude and you allow people to talk,
Yeah.
yes, you are welcome.
I'll mute Muji for you. I'll mute him for you.
Yes, he can mute me. You know, he muted me 4 times in 3 minutes because you were rude. Yeah, you were not allowing people to talk. Understand? So let's do, call in, and we can do 2 minutes, 2 minutes. You can talk. I'm not going to mute you. I have made great progress learning and following
No, sorry.
good, more truthfully, happier. What? No, wait. I have learned, I have made great progress learning and following God more truthfully, happier. Okay, good. And then this was, I'm
I'll
not
send him the
interested
Discord
in
link
his
again.
nonsense. Okay, I'm interested talking. Yes, you just, because you
Here's
cannot
the
defend,
Discord link again.
because you cannot defend your barbaric religion against me, but you can defend it against Martin. You right away label him, what is it? You label him a kafir, so on, you know, but you cannot do that against me. Understand? So that's why you are not interested to call in here. All right.
Muji, I think the Hourglass wanted to show a video or something.
Yeah,
The
Hourglass, please.
Hourglass. Should I play that video?
Yes, sorry. Yes, please.
Okay. Hopefully it's okay video. I haven't watched this video. Can you guys hear?
Yeah, okay. Wait, play.
Yes, I can see.
Why an adulterer who was previously married is stoned to death. So maybe what Zaid is saying is, I understand that if a person is married and he commits adultery, that he should be stoned to death. I understand. But if a person is a widow or he's divorced, why would he be stoned to death? Why not being flogged 100 lashes like any fornicator? Because he doesn't have a wife. So, sort of, he is trying to find justification or legitimacy or an excuse for this adulterer. Well, Akhi Zayd, this ruling is from Allah Azza wa Jal.
No, don't lie, you idiot.
It may not seem logical to you, but also it did not sound logical to Satan, to Iblis, when Allah ordered him to prostrate to Adam. Logically, I am better than Adam. You created me from fire and created him from clay. And we know what happened to him afterwards because of his logic. So I understand where you're coming from. You may say to yourself, okay, Sheikh, a man who has never ever got married in his life, yet he is an international playboy. He fornicates with all women he meets. if he's caught red-handed, what to do? Answer is flog him 100 lashes. Okay. What about if a person married a woman and he stayed with her only for one night, consummated the marriage, and then she died, or she sought divorce and they got separated? The man stayed 10 years without any sexual interaction, and then he fell into sin and had intercourse with a woman and was caught red-handed or confessed. What should we do with him? Stone him to death. So your question is it fair? An international playboy who had sexual encounter with thousands of women and only being flogged 100 lashes. Well, this poor man only had a single night with a wife who either died or separated from him. And after 10 years, he fell into haram relationship and was caught. We execute him? The answer is yes. Some scholars say that the difference is that a person who was not married, all of his sexual encounters did not fulfill the emptiness in his soul. And it was all
right.
relationship
I think,
that had no
Martin,
legitimacy.
Martin, I think it's enough because of his
Okay.
nonsense. Okay.
It was almost the end, but okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know
because
if there's something important at the end, but
he doesn't say anything important.
because they say I'm echoing, or can you guys hear me?
No, I don't see it. I don't hear that you are echoing.
I also
Am
do
I
not
echoing?
hear it.
Okay.
Not for me.
No.
I don't know.
No, you are
Perhaps
not.
if you speak loud like this, like then it makes like a
No, you are not echoing. You are fine.
okay.
Okay. Let me see. This he said, with all due respect, I'm
So-
interested to speak with you about Islam. With whom? Answer all your questions, please, or our questions. What he meant? Your question. Okay. Whom you are talking to? You are going to discuss me about Islam or Martin? Stone to death is punishment for apostasy and adultery, fornication in the Bible. Okay, you see, right away he goes to the Bible.
The
Okay,
Old Testament,
Yes.
far long
Yes,
away in
No,
a
I mean
different
that.
culture.
Look, it is ridiculous that you call yourself Muslim and you don't find something in Quran and you run to a book that you say yourself, you believe yourself that it's corrupted. Okay, so you run to prove it there. You killed innocent Jesus in barbaric way. Oh, okay, blah 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 blah.
He
Okay.
comes again with insults, but
Blah 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 blah.
Muji is like a
It's-
guy that tells to people that they have to kill their son because God asked Abraham to kill his son. So God is asking you to kill your son as well. And that's his method of thinking, it seems. He goes to the Old
Yes.
Testament, takes something
Yes.
out of context and says
Yes,
it
it's
applies to
like
today.
it's like the boy who didn't do his homework, but he's like nobody did his homework, so he's trying to find justification by saying that it's in other books too. But what he doesn't realize is that stoning is not practiced by Christians today. But sadly, stoning happens in some countries in the Middle East.
Mhm.
And in the video that we've seen, I just wanted to, I would like to have some feedback from you, brother, because he was giving somebody, the person who asked him about this, he thought that it was unfair because if somebody never gets married, he can fornicate as much as he wants and only get flogged 100 times.
Mhm.
And the questioner was asking him, what about if somebody, let's
I know.
say, got married
I
but
know.
made a mistake? How does he get stoned? How does that may how can it be fair? Yes.
I know,
And
but-
the reason he gave was not very,
I mean,
it's not very smart.
Yes, no, nothing he says is smart. Nothing, because I mean, even that person who sleep with hundreds of people or whatever. I mean, by punishing people, you cannot stop them. Why I'm not doing it, why Martin is not doing it, why we are not doing it, because we have been brought up in a different environment. We have different information. So create the same world for everybody. Okay, there is a reason that people, this human trafficking is $150 billion business. This pornography is a multi-billionaire billion what is it industry and so on. So all of these have to do with the system that encourages people to do so. Okay, so
Yes.
the solution is not by punishing people. The solution is by changing their
Right.
their life,
Yes.
their system, and allowing them to have a different education, different life, so they will
Yes.
not do that, not by punishing them.
Yes.
And then
By
another,
removing the
Aladdin
problem.
doesn't.
yes,
Aladdin doesn't know the
Yes.
Bible. We're not
It,
under the Old Testament. Otherwise, there's 600 laws. Is he eating crayfish? Is he eating seafood? All of that under the old law. He can't. He can't do that.
yes.
Like if he wants to follow 600 laws, then go right ahead. Then you don't understand the Bible, but go right ahead. And then he says, if you reject the Old Testament, you go to hell. Then Muji is going to hell. But that's not like how it works. If you reject Jesus Christ, yes, then God says you reject him, and then you can go to hell. You can if you
Right.
reject him, but God can still save you if you later accept him and stuff.
Yes.
So, so
yes,
I don't
yes,
understand why he thinks if you
But
reject the Old Testament, which he clearly does, then you
I
go to hell. Like,
be I believe it's because if you reject the Old Testament, you're gonna reject the stoning. And he is not happy with that. But yes, I agree with you. We should remove the problem and instead of just punishing for no reason. But these criminals, they're only interested in punishing people.
yeah.
If they make a mistake one night, they should get the punishment straight away. And that's so wrong.
Yes. I have to wait. I have to find this beautiful words of Malik.
which beautiful words, Muji.
Yes, yes. I have to say
Mr.
this.
Muji.
Wait,
Uh,
Ali Radiallah. Wait, Ali Radiallah
okay.
says to to his to his own governor of Egypt, says that Malik, people do bad deeds because of different reasons, intentionally or by mistake, but you forgive them as you expect that your God forgives your bad deeds. Aladdin, do you expect that God forgives your bad deeds? Why you don't forgive people's bad deeds? Okay, this is the closest companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him. And then he continues, you are stronger than the people, but remember that the one who put you there is stronger than you, and God is stronger than the one who has put you there. The worst people for you must be those who try to reveal people's mistakes and sins, because people make mistakes and sins, and the governor is the one who must cover them. Do not try to find people's mistakes, because your duty is to fix the problem, but problems that leads people to bad deeds. And it is God's right to judge people, not yours. Cover people's mistake as and sin as much as you can, so that God covers yours. So this is exactly what I say. Ali radiallahu said it 1400 years ago. A governor's job is to fix the problems that leads people to bad deeds and mistakes. Okay, not their job is not to punish people, to judge people. It is God's job. And then one more thing I have to say, that like Iranian mullahs, that they are a bunch of mafia, they are a bunch of evil people, they do all bad deeds. How do I know that? I'm sorry I have to say, but how do I know that this Mr. ISIS guy who was talking now, how do we know that he's not a fornicator himself? How we know that Aladdin is not doing fornication in his private life, and he want to stone people to death. Like Hourglass, you know that in Indonesia there was a guy who put this so-called Sharia law in Indonesian, laws, and he was, I think, after a few months, he was slashed himself for fornication. Can you imagine? Yeah,
Yes,
such a
it's pretty ironic.
he was a fornicator himself, and he was lashed after a few months himself. And the verse I
Yes,
quoted, blah blah blah. Okay, yes,
because
I'm not interested
they,
in this. Yes. Oh yeah, please.
yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, they're all fornicating behind closed doors, but
They want to punish other people.
they want
Yes.
to punish other people. Exactly.
Yes. Azri, please, you wanted to say something.
But first, fornicating. What is fornicating? What is adultery? Is it can you explain? What is zina?
I mean, they say, I don't know. According to them, they say fornication if when you are not married, okay, and adultery is when you are married, okay. Sorry, Muji, almost 600 followers. Hurrah. Okay, thank you. Yes. Anyway, so they say fornication is yes, if you are not married and you have a sexual relationship out of, I mean, without being married, and adultery is when you are married and you you have sexual relation out of marriage. Yes, Azri.
But like Muji, like I told you, Muji, that
Mhm,
on your version, Muji, or
mhm.
on Islamic version, I will go to heaven according to Muji. Okay,
Yes, yes.
according to the
No,
Bible,
no.
Muji's in trouble.
I
Muji's
say,
in trouble.
no, Martin. I have said that if you are doing
Yeah,
good deeds, yes,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
are
yeah,
doing good
yeah.
deeds. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe
I know, I know.
you know, I cannot
No,
judge
no, no.
you.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, 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 yeah. I know, Muji. But according to your Islam, you
yes,
will be fine. I will be fine if I do good deeds.
yes.
According to
Everybody.
Yes,
Christianity, Muji is in trouble
Yes.
if the
but
gospel is true because he rejects the good news of the gospel and the
No, I don't
forgiveness
reject.
God gives.
I don't reject.
He
No,
rejects it.
Martin. Martin. You know,
Yeah.
I don't reject the good news. There, the good news is love one another, love your neighbor as you love yourself. All beautiful teachings. I don't reject. So just I don't.
But
It is difficult for me to accept that Jesus was Son of God and or he was God.
what's the gospel,
That's
Muji?
that's what
Explain the
I.
gospel
but
to me.
The
What's the
gospel
gospel?
is yes is good news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the good news, Muji? What's the good
So
news?
what's the good news?
No,
Tell
no,
me.
no, you accept the gospel. Tell me what's the
No,
good news.
I,
The
I say,
hereafter.
yeah, no, look, for me, yeah, I say, for me, the teachings are good news. Okay, that's my interpretation. The
Okay.
teachings are doing good deeds. Those are good news. Yes, that people were not doing good deeds; they were doing bad deeds. So those are the good news. Okay, but okay, I've said
Yeah, the gospel
even
is Muji. If you go through the
yes,
whole
I
Bible from the
Martin,
beginning to the end,
Martin,
you
yeah,
see
I
how
have to
God
say
saves people.
yes,
Okay,
but I have to say
and His
this.
salvation plan.
No,
Hmm?
I have to say like this that I have to say that Azri, if he just doesn't believe, it is maybe he doesn't understand, maybe he doesn't
God
have the
takes that
enough
into account, obviously.
wait, he doesn't have the enough information or whatever.
Hmm.
So it's not that
God
he's a
takes it
bad
into account.
yes. So he's not a bad person. It is the same for me. If I don't believe that Jesus was Son of God or so, it is lack of information perhaps, and God should
Yeah,
forgive me. Okay, God
yeah.
should forgive me, as I
Muji,
say that yes, in the Islam that I believe, He will forgive you. Okay, for your lack of knowledge. Yes,
yes, Muji. If you have a lack of knowledge,
I
it's not as bad as if you have a lot of knowledge, Muji. Jesus
yes.
Himself said it, Muji. Jesus, yeah, I'm doing Christian dawah here,
Hello, by the
helping
way.
Muji out of love, helping Muji out of
Hello,
love,
my
kicking him a little
brother.
bit.
Yeah, my brother Anton, welcome. Please join us. The link.
I I
Yes.
believe I believe like my brother Moochie. Sorry. If you do good deeds, then God is rewarded this good. It's not just like what the criminals say. If you don't believe, you're gonna be
How many
in the
do you have to do?
hellfire. You're gonna burn. It's so propaganda what they're saying. They want people to believe out of fear and that's not right. We should believe out of love, not out of fear.
But the example in the Bible is like, for example, okay, take the example that if you don't believe that you have to go to the doctor to be saved, then you're gonna die at home from a sickness. Okay. In the same way, if you don't
Yes.
believe Christ can save you from your sins and save you from destruction, then you won't go to Him and you will die in your sins.
Martin,
Understand
Martin, yeah, Martin. You know, we
It's not
discussed
fear. It's not
Yeah.
trying to get
we
fear
mostly,
or something.
yeah, Martin. We mostly discuss Islam, and this says what he says. All non-Christian like me, and Muji will go to eternal. What he means with that? That
He
you
says
say,
that Muji is in trouble. That's what I said. Muji is in trouble, and he is in trouble if Christianity is true.
okay,
While if
so-
Muji's Islam is true, Christians are not in trouble because they do good deeds
yes,
out of
I
love for
think
God and love for people.
Mhm.
good deeds are the main thing, as people are being thrown in the hellfire. The criminals, they will ask God to be brought back just so that they could do good deeds, not to believe necessarily.
Mhm.
If you believe, you will automatically do good deeds. Understand? The belief for
Yes.
good
No,
deeds. If you don't believe,
no,
if you
Martin.
don't believe, then you will do bad deeds.
It is not. It is not automatically okay because we have a lot of so-called believers. They believe, okay.
Yeah,
But the
just
thing
think
is
how
that
bad they would be, Muji.
yes, but
Just
they
think how
do not.
bad they would be if they didn't believe.
Yes, I
Just
know.
think.
Anyway, I mean that
Just think.
no, there are good. No, there are disbelievers who do much better. It is even mentioned in Quran, okay, that those who spread the message of equality. It doesn't say Muslims; it say those. They are the killer of them is equivalent to the killer of a prophet. And then, so when I read Quran, I understand that anybody who do good deeds, even non-Muslims, and I see that there are many non-believers who do much better good deeds than many so-called believers. A command to love
Exactly.
one another is not. For example, Doctors Without Borders, who they just go to Africa and work for free. By the way, I left that StreamYard for Brother
Yes.
Anton if you want to join.
And
Yes.
Muji,
and
can I kick more out of love, Muji?
Uh,
In the burning house? We
you
bring it
can
back to the.
you can ask questions
Not
because this
okay, okay.
panel is
I want to
about
ask questions, Muji.
yes,
Muji, what
yeah.
is wrong with the solution I provided? You said you will even accept apostate prophet. You
Mhm.
will even accept him as a prophet
I
if
said
he
if yes,
gives a
if
better
yes,
solution.
yes, yes.
And I just feel like I have a better. I gave a better solution that's found in the Bible, Muji, for
Yes,
all
love,
bad
yes,
deeds, Muji.
yes, yes,
Yeah, but the gospel at the base,
yeah,
Christianity and the gospel at the base,
yes.
destroys all bad deeds, Muji. It
Okay,
like even the bad that if you
all
take
right.
away the capital, Muji, the
Mhm.
Muslims are still gonna hate you, Muji.
Okay,
They're still gonna uh, be bad to you, call you names, be hateful towards you. Christianity removes that.
hmm
They will be loving,
okay,
caring.
okay. Let me tell you, Martin.
You understand?
I'm not talking. I'm not talking about just feelings or
Mm.
words. I'm talking about hundreds of millions of people living on $1 or $2 a day. So I want a
It will be
system.
solved
Yes, yes. Okay,
because
that's
there would be no war,
no, no. Okay, all right. No,
and
no,
we
no.
would be
No.
caring about each other.
Okay, yes, yes.
There would be
Martin.
no poor.
Okay, yes. Look, I want because I know that it is because of a system. You have to prove me, okay, not by just emotional feelings. You have to prove me rationally that why all these problems, despite Satan exist, okay, while Satan exists and fool people to bad deeds. I disbelieve because it has passed 2,000 years and it hasn't changed.
But he cannot fool me and you, Muji.
Sorry.
He cannot fool me and you because we have love.
All right.
He
No.
cannot fool me and you. Even
Yeah.
if there's, if even if Satan says to me like, "Here's $1
Yeah.
billion, go kill Muji,"
I know.
we have love. He can't fool us. You
Okay.
understand?
But I
Yes.
have a question for Martin.
Yes.
Mm.
Is it okay with you, Mr. Muji?
Yes.
Okay.
Please. Yeah. Of course.
Okay,
Kill him.
Martin.
Kill him. Yes. With
Okay,
questions.
With
Let's kill
love,
him
with love, with love.
yes. With
You can kill me
okay,
with
with
questions.
love.
love.
With love. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but Martin, do you love
Yeah.
the weakest of human, or do you love everyone equally? How
We are,
how
well,
how does
there's
it work?
different kinds of love. Okay, the closest to you, you obviously love a little bit more, but you even have to love your enemy in Christianity. Even if I thought Muji is my enemy and he's trying to kill me, I still have to show love and care for him. I don't want to like go and kill him or like wish him into hell or something. You understand? That's bad in my opinion,
Okay.
and according to the Bible.
I would like to answer this question that he put. Okay. Nowhere it says that Christians, nobody says that Christians killed or crucified Jesus. Okay. It was the Jews that claimed that they crucified Jesus. All right. Christian, they just believe that. Even Quran mentioned that somebody was crucified. Okay. So somebody was crucified.
Mm.
And they believe that it was Jesus. Okay, you don't believe that it was Jesus. So why you say
And
that?
Muji believes.
Yes, no, I just have to say first.
Muji agrees with us.
Yes, yes, and why you think that? What is it? You say Christians killed Jesus. It was Jews claims that they crucified Jesus. So it is not Christians. And Quran says that it wasn't Jews who killed Jesus. They thought that they killed Jesus, but it wasn't that. All right. So what Quran says is that Jews didn't kill Jesus, but we know that the Romans did. The Romans killed Jesus, peace be upon him. They crucified him, and if you think that, that scholar was also saying that you think that God put someone else in replace Jesus and get killed for something that he didn't claim or he didn't do, that's that's unjust against God. Okay. Killed for political reason. Who was killed for political reason? I didn't get this.
He probably says Jesus.
Okay. No, it wasn't political reasons. Is all about that all these tyrants, they felt threatened by these prophets. Okay, could Martin have killed innocent Jesus? We live in 23,000, not here. Okay, no. All right, this I don't understand this ridiculous
No, he's
question.
saying we live now. How did I kill Jesus 2,000 years ago?
No, this is
Because Aladdin claims I killed Jesus, or like
yeah, I know. I
me
don't.
and Stephen Christians killed Jesus.
Aladdin, come here and talk to me about Islam.
So
So,
Muji,
yeah.
what's your answer? Why do you reject the best solution I have for you for all bad deeds?
No,
The
I don't
whole
reject.
world,
No, look, I
Muji
don't.
will change.
Yes,
Aladdin will change from this hateful
look.
person he has at the moment
No,
to
no,
more loving, caring person.
Martin, I don't reject it. I say, if you show me that,
Mm.
at least one place, one country, okay, or
Yeah,
you,
in a person's lives, Muji. Like even
okay,
David Wood, he was hitting his father over the head with a hammer before he became a
okay,
Christian.
all right,
And that
okay,
totally changed him. And you can see how loving he was towards you, Muji. How
okay,
caring he is nice. He wasn't. You
okay.
understand?
Yeah, look, I say that uh, uh, many beliefs change people. Okay,
Mm.
I don't know how about atheism, but atheism, of course, doesn't have anything to teach people. But many beliefs change people. For example, even Hinduism changed many people not to harm animals, and those are good as well.
Mm.
Okay, sorry, but what I am saying is that I want the entire planet, not people, individuals. I want the entire planet. I don't want to live in this jungle. I want to live in a human world. I don't want to see people suffering, hundreds of millions of people.
Then the gospel is the solution, Muji.
So
Because the
yeah,
gospel
but-
is the whole.
yeah,
If you go and look at the whole Old Testament, New Testament, God's whole plan to bring back people
okay,
into original
okay,
relationship,
yes,
and all bad deeds. There will be no probably in the future,
okay,
far future, no money. But
okay,
what it's originally trying to do is bring us in the correct standing again before the fall, before Adam and Eve ate the fruit. God
Mhm.
wants to bring us back to before that fall and get us in a correct standing with Him, and that's what His plan for salvation has done through the gospel and through Christ.
Okay. I just have
Is
to
there
say,
echo?
yeah,
Muji, do you hear
No,
echo?
no,
I
I
think
don't.
it's coming from Mr. Muji or something.
Oh, it's
Don't know
Muji.
why.
Okay,
Yeah, I
but I
mean,
have
when
okay.
you talk, the echo comes from Mr. Muji, not from you, not from
Okay, let's see.
your
Yeah,
video or
Martin.
something. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, I will mute myself. Martin, talk.
Okay. Okay. Let me say Muji's wrong.
Okay. Okay.
What should I? How should I say? Is it working? Is it echoing?
There's
Is
no echo
there
now. It's
no echo?
sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What?
No,
No,
No, it
let's
should be more loud in it.
it's no longer hearable.
Okay.
But I don't know.
all
No,
right. Okay,
what is this?
let's
And
okay. Let's
Okay. So
and
it's
I have a
Muji or what?
problem at my house. Do you want to listen?
maybe.
Maybe.
What is that? Okay, wait. I
I,
have to answer. Azri, keep your problem and tell us. Okay, please. We would like to hear it, but let me answer, Martin. Martin, I would like to actually, if I get the chance to talk to this atheist channel, Matt or someone else, I have a challenge for everybody. Okay, I'm a converted Muslim. Okay, and if somebody prove me, okay, that, for example, atheism can guide us out of this jungle, or Christianity or Hinduism, I will convert to that religion tomorrow, okay? Because I know that being a Muslim is more difficult, harder, fasting, praying, all these things, okay? So I rather convert to atheism, do nothing, okay? But I want to live in that beautiful human world, okay, where nobody kill each other, everybody share with each other and love one another. So I want to see that world, and anybody can prove me that that is practice, and that's possible through that belief, then I definitely convert to that. But unfortunately, I haven't seen that in Islam either, but I know that Islam has that message. Not in, for example, Islamic country, many people ask me, oh, if you want, you say Islam is a solution to problems, why Muslim countries are like this? Because they are run by satanic system, okay? So as long as this satanic system exists, then it is very rational to accept that no love, no, this jungle exists. So you have to show me a way out of this jungle, then I will
Muji, I'll
accept.
show you the way, Muji. But the
Yes,
problem is, can I show you what happens? If I show
yes.
you the way, then I
Okay,
get these responses, Muji. I
okay.
get these kinds of responses.
Absolute propaganda video.
Then I
These
get these
Christians, they have
responses.
spent, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars
Well,
on
it's all
that video.
propaganda. Like even the
Yes.
Bible's, the New Testament's propaganda.
Okay.
The
No, anyway,
Quran,
this
the
video-
Quran is propaganda.
Okay,
See, Muji, then
no, I don't
it's an
remember what was
absolute
that.
propaganda video that I provide, Muji,
Yes,
and
yes.
Christians and Jews spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on
Yes,
this
it was.
propaganda video I made. That I spent I spent nothing on it,
No,
just my
I say,
time.
Martin, they were just saying that, oh, I saw Jesus. Okay, that doesn't
Yeah,
make that, no, that
and
doesn't,
their lives
that doesn't.
changed, Muji.
Oh, I
From
say,
killing Christians to
no,
loving Muslims and
no,
Christians.
no, Martin, what I'm saying is that out of the jungle, okay, there is a jungle system that is in South Africa as well that you are living. So I want this system change, a system that, because it is rational, this is very logic, that this system make people to do bad deeds. So I want equality.
Muji, there's no system here, Muji.
Yes,
And
there is.
Aladdin is still doing bad deeds, Muji. Aladdin is spreading hate and bashing you and not giving you time to speak. And
Yes,
you
because
understand?
Aladdin. Yes,
So
Aladdin.
you
Yes,
understand? You
wait.
understand?
I'm not telling you. Wait.
It's not
Aladdin. No,
capitalism.
no, Aladdin has been guided by those satanic people, you know, those are scholars that fool him, okay, because of
Okay.
money. They also make money with selling their books and so on. So they have fooled this poor guy. Yeah,
But
those
so,
satanic. So let me see what I was going to. By the way, Azri was going to say something. Can you have love and
Oh yes, I
yes,
have a
please.
problem at my house. There's blackout sometimes. I do not know
Oh
why.
yeah.
It's been kicking the circuit. I don't know what causes it. It's just blackouts.
The blackout is because of the government cannot take care of the country, the energy. Yes, Martin has a lot of blackout as well. In Sweden, we
because
don't
of
have.
because
Yeah,
of lack of love in our country and stuff,
yes,
we have hatred for the color of people's skins, and so white people are not allowed to like get jobs as easy as black people.
really.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, that's totally wrong. Salam alaikum,
And that's
brother.
why we not have power.
Walaikum assalam, bhai.
Yeah, salam alaikum. How are you, inshallah, my brother?
I'm doing good. How about Martin bhai and Azari bhai? Are you doing
Good in
good?
you, man.
They are
Uh,
fine. Yes,
I
yes.
have a toothache. Later, I'm going to go to the dentist.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Poor you. Azri.
for me.
Yes, but Azri, whatever disagreement, we always love you. You are always welcome. So don't abandon us, okay? Yeah, the part that you are missing is the okay. This Aladdin people had free will to kill. Okay, this discussion.
Muji, did he not bash you? That I lie, Muji.
Now you are creating problems
Muji,
and
did he not bash you, Muji?
bash me. I don't remember like that, but anyway, I would,
Doesn't he
no,
bash you a little? What's the
no,
definition of bash?
wait.
Define.
Yes, it is kind of that. Yeah, he was rude. No, he was rude to everybody. But another thing is that if he was in control, then perhaps I would be killed.
Criticize severely. That's bash.
Yes.
He criticized you severely. That's the definition of
Yes,
bash. So I didn't lie.
Yes. No, I don't remember exactly, but anyway, what is it? Yeah. But when I was on another channel and I was talking to him, he wasn't, he was bashing, and he wasn't. They were not They were not allowing me to talk. Yeah, there were several, and so on. So anyway,
but Aladdin is making so many false statements here, Muji, and so many false claims that I'm lying while he doesn't understand the definition of bash or something.
He's lying himself because you know why? Because lying is when you say something and you cannot defend it. You know yourself that it is a wrong thing. It's not
and
true.
Muji, my solution will solve his lying, Muji. Yes. Your solution, how's your solution going to solve his lying, Muji? Taking away his money.
Yeah.
Taking away his money is not going to solve.
No, it doesn't solve. No, it doesn't solve his problem because he's now grown up like this. Okay. So it will solve. Yeah, it will solve.
But mine can, Muji. The Bible can't.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about current problems that it gets fixed like that. But what I'm saying is that the problem will.
For him, it's too late. For him, it's too late, right?
Yes, the problem will always come as long as this satanic system exists. The problem will always come. So if we get rid of this satanic system, then future generations, they will be good people, loving people, as Quran says. Quran says, Quran promises that one day the entire planet will be righteous people. So it's not talking about people like him today, and those. There are, of course, Christians also, hateful Christians like that Christian prince and so on. So it's about not them. It is difficult for them to change. Yeah, it is
But Muji,
difficult. It is difficult for us also, Martin, to change totally now to
yeah,
change.
obviously, Muji, but it's a work in progress. But
Yes,
we're
yes,
going
yes,
forward. You
yes,
understand?
exactly.
Muji?
Yeah, I know that we're going forward, but in that world, everybody will be righteous according Quran. Okay, it's a promise. Muji, earlier you asked. Let me see. Earlier you asked for a better command, and you would convert. Jesus command us to love our neighbors as he loved us. And since he is perfect, he is calling you to have perfect love. Okay, so I have this love, okay, and it is not, I mean, I believe that in that beautiful command, okay, and this is also what Quran teaches me, okay. So I don't see any problem with following the same command in Quran, okay, and there is no any contradiction if I follow different way of saying it from Christianity. It is the same in a different way. It is mentioned in Quran in many verses to forgive even, okay, to forgive a murderer. I never insulted you because it is
Muji,
not allowed in Islam. Oh, come on. You were
Muji.
here,
Now
brother.
he's changing bash into insult, Muji. Bash
No,
doesn't mean insult, but it can
yes,
mean
okay,
insult.
no, okay. You were saying that, oh, you don't know Arabic, okay. I mean, as if as I committed a crime there in that what is it, cove channel, and many things, okay. But anyway, and you were so rude that even brother Rashid was saying that my God, that, oh, sorry. That before prayer that you are so rude to people. You were rude to everybody, okay. And I'm sorry if you think I insulted you, but Martin is hypocrisy, hypocrite, try to create fitna, play dirty Christian. Ah, come on.
What is he talking about, Muji? What is he talking about?
That you try to
Hey,
to create
Muji, Muji, can you hear me?
Wait.
division.
Yeah.
Yes.
Division.
Stephen. Yes, Stephen.
Hey,
Yes.
your friend Nadir is live right now on that Christian channel. He's probably following your footsteps on how to, he wants to, he's probably seeing your style. Now he wants to talk to them too. He's live right now on that Christian channel. You're already Nadir.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I know. Oh, two people want to join. I know that, Stephen. I know that
We go
he's
like
there.
this.
And
Let me down. Martin.
I'll make sure the other one can join. I'm working anyway. I just
Okay,
wanted to
I'll
let you
add
know
you
if you
guys
didn't
again.
know he's live. I'm gonna watch that one later on.
yeah, thank you.
So,
I'll add you guys again.
Yes.
so the space can open up. God bless.
God bless you, my
Okay.
brother. Yes, I know that, Stephen, that he's live, and I
God
saw
bless
that. Yes, I saw that, but I cannot, of course, go there. I mean, call, and I mean, I'm not going to debate him there. Okay, he can call in here and debate me if he wants, because he was here and he didn't want to debate me about that. You're real
Yes.
snake. Okay.
Muji, check these loving words. I love you too, Aladdin. I love you too, man.
Okay. Well, Aladdin, why I'm not okay? Why I'm not saying such a things to you?
Yeah, I'm getting all the love here, Muji.
Yes.
All the love.
All right. Hello. I have to say, Salaam alaikum. Peace be with you. Hello, my brothers, Tree and Abraham.
Hey, Muji, good to have you.
Assalamu
Good
alaikum,
to have
Muji.
you
How
here.
are you doing?
Yes, Salaam alaikum. I'm fine. Thank you. Alhamdulillah. How about you?
No, I'm doing good. Just wanted to tell you that I'm praying for you and your family. I've heard what happened, and just want to say in the personal level, man, like you have backup, man.
All right, thank you. Let me see. What you heard? What happened? Because I don't know what happened. Can you please explain?
No, I've seen something on. I'm not sure. I think he's called Reasons or something. Reasons.
Yes.
the
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Yeah, so he basically showed like something about your brother, if I'm not, if I'm
Ah,
not.
yeah. Okay. Yes. All right.
Mm.
Yes, my brother was executed 35 years ago, along with nearly 30,000 political prisoners in 1988. Khomeini, the fascist Khomeini, yes, he massacred a lot of political prisoners. Okay, and my brother was also among them. Thank you for that, but that was nearly, yes, 1988. How long is it? Nearly 35 years. Yes. Or maybe more, 36 years.
Wow, that's heartbreaking too. Yeah, I didn't notice that he was a political prisoner or something like that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he was a political prisoner, and as this Aladdin says, that it is my Islam. No, we are millions, and only over 100,000, of our followers, the same belief, they have been executed by Iranian ISIS regime. Yes. So I'm not the only one. Okay. Brother Rashid also believe in that beautiful religion as well. So we are many people. All right. So yes, Abraham, please.
Yeah, I understand. I just want to tell you from a personal level again, because I don't know, when I heard that story, it kind of touched me somewhere. So I just want to tell you that you have my support as well.
Yeah,
and by the way, I hope you don't get offended by it, but I try to send your links to different Facebook places, in order to spread the message that you're trying to convey to people. So that's something that I'm also doing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it.
my brother.
No, I just want to share my love to you, man.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. Yeah, and you are always welcome. We love you too. Okay, we love every beautiful, peaceful people. Okay, but you have written religious skeptic. So you are atheist, or I mean a skeptic.
I'm more agnostic than atheist.
Okay, agnostic. Yes. But you know that you are welcome, and we love everybody. And in our belief, okay, the belief that we are spreading, anybody who do good deeds will be rewarded by God. Okay, so of course it's good that you believe and you follow the full commands, but even if you, I mean, it's difficult for you to understand it, but at least if you do good deeds and you fight evil, then you will be rewarded by God. Okay, so you're always welcome, my brother.
Muji, Aladdin is claiming that this refers to him. That Jesus is calling him a swine and a dog, according to what he reads here. I don't know why he reads himself into this passage, but he claims Jesus is calling him dogs and swine.
Okay, I don't know actually those.
He says, yeah, Jesus called us dogs and swine.
Okay.
I don't know how he gets to that.
Jesus will never call anyone like that, even his worst enemies. There's a story about Jesus when he was crucified. He literally asked for the Father to forgive the Romans for crucifying him, for they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
He's that loving.
Of course. Yeah, that's definitely, we understand. And I don't know. I you know that we Abraham. Yes, I call you Abraham. I try not to discuss other religion because I don't have anything against other religion. Of course, as long as. Okay.
I thought you like Abrahamic religions, Muji.
Sorry, wait. Maybe we can put you behind Sayed. Is that okay? All right. Yes. The backstage. Yeah.
Hey, Anton.
Sorry. Hello, Anton. Welcome. How are you?
I am good. I hope you guys are doing well.
Yes.
Too.
Thank you very much. Yes. I was saying something to Abraham. Yeah. What I said, I forgot. Martin, what I was saying.
You were saying that we don't discuss Christianity.
Yeah. No, we don't. Yes, exactly. We don't discuss other religion. We mostly discuss Islam because yes, this channel and then Aladdin is very shameful for his beliefs, so he doesn't call and discuss Islam with me. Okay, because he believes in barbaric acts, like stoning adulterers, killing apostates. So that's why he just like to debate non-Muslims. Understand?
What was he saying this time?
Does he
I
take
haven't
a
been
lot of his
watching.
Sorry, Anton. Abraham, what?
I was going to ask, like, because I know that you believe that there's many more hadiths that are fabricated. So I just want to understand, what's your why do you believe that they're fabricated? On what, like,
Okay.
when you look at the Quran and then you look at the hadith, what do you see is wrong with the hadith?
All right, okay. I say that any hadith that contradict Quran is fabricated, definitely fabricated. Okay, so they have to go in line with Quran. They shouldn't contradict Quran. For example, when Quran doesn't say kill apostate and the hadith says kill apostate, that hadith contradict Quran. When Quran says there is no compulsion in religion and hadith says kill apostate, then that's contradict Quran. When Quran doesn't says that stoning is a practice of pagans, then these Aladdin want to stone human beings, okay, and that fabricated hadiths says stone a human being. Those hadiths are fabricated, and this act is act of pagans and make these people pagans. So do you understand, Abraham? Yes. Was it clear?
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying, and based on what you're saying, if it's true what you're saying, because I will try to look up your organization stuff. I really want to try and understand you guys. But if it's true, then they really are the enemies of your religion.
Yes, they are the biggest enemy, and we have been fighting them 44 years. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Muji, like when people hear about Islam, it's like they always have in their mind many things that these people say. That's what I'm trying to, like. That's why I think it's a real enemy of Islam.
Yeah.
But it seems Muji Aladdin is going away. Muji, I was hoping he would stay because he would make you a Christian if you realize that his Islam is true. He's just going to make you a
When's
Christian.
Aladdin joining us?
So I was hoping he would join and make you a Christian, but now he's running away. He says, I'm ignorant. I don't know why he says that. Prove to me where I'm ignorant. We're all ignorant in some places, so show me. And he says, Muji, please say you discuss your own new version of Islam.
I don't get
he
this
doesn't
guy.
like it
Just
when you
come
say...
on, just join us.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to want to join us.
I just want to share some pictures. Yes, some pictures from that massacre in 1988. Yeah, these are some of the people. That book is okay. Yes, that
which
book.
Is better.
Yes, that book which is there is the list of nearly 30,000 of them, of the over 100,000 people who have been executed. Yeah, and as you see, there are hijabi girls, so Muslims and non-Muslims, but mostly Muslims who have been killed by these ISIS people. Okay.
Anton is a duck now, it seems.
Okay, now.
Unfortunately, Anton is a duck.
Now change it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. No, because he changed it, and you were this duck was covering you.
I get it.
Was covered. So Abraham, did you see these pictures? Yeah, there were a few pictures of over 100,000 people who were executed, and a lot of them in 1988. So we have been fighting them in more than 44 years. Yes.
Nah, man, I just want to tell you, bro, like, if I had $1 million, man, I would have gave everything to you right now.
No, thank you. No need. No, thanks a lot. Thank you, my brother. Okay, I just need your support. Okay, the support is that spread this beautiful message. Okay, and yes, in our belief, men, women are absolutely equal. Okay, and we have 70% of our members are men, 30% women, but 70% of our leadership belong to women, because we believe that women have been oppressed thousands of years, and we need to rise them, to push them up. Understand?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yes. So Anton, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I am. I was just looking at the comments of Aladdin. He's citing Matthew 15,
Okay.
but I don't see where it's supposed to say what he says that Matthew
Yeah.
says.
I also understand why he's just shooting verses that have nothing to do with it.
Is he just citing them at random? I don't.
Seems so.
I mean, you're the Christian, Martin. Is that correct? Because I don't seem to find it.
What?
He says that Jesus called somebody a dog.
Oh, he was using a metaphor to explain why, and the woman agreed with the metaphor, and her answer made him start talking good about her, like praising her for her answer. She gave an answer something like that even the dogs around the table, they enjoy eating the food from the children. And he said, you have great faith. So he gave her what she wanted. So he wasn't like calling you dog, you can't get anything, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't doing that. He was just using a metaphor.
I would like to show a little bit also of this, that to Abraham, yes, this is our elected president. Wait, here is the part of the organization, you see, and this is our elected president, Mrs. Mariam Rajavi, okay, and these women, they are all leaders, okay.
So what is that, Moji?
So this is our organization, PMY.
Propaganda organization, right?
People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran, that we are fighting against Iranian regime. And before she was commemorating these people who have been killed by Iranian regime, she was putting flower, you know. So we have had over 100,000, you know, martyrs against this dictator regime. All right. So anyway,
I just want to say that it's very sad what happened, and I'm very sorry, but you can't base your faith on what people do.
You can't put what? Sorry, once again.
You can't base your faith and your salvation on what other people do.
All right. So what do you mean with put faith and salvation? Could you please?
So I know you keep on mentioning the Iranian regime and all the atrocities that happened, and I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you.
But none of those have anything to do when it comes to which religion is true. Sure, it's bad what happened and people do bad things.
Yes, yes. No,
to
it's
come
not
from
about
an apologetics point of view, this doesn't really...
No, it doesn't mean, no, it is not about which religion is true or false. It's not about that. It's about that, yes, it's about that what I'm saying, I'm not alone, okay, we are many, and that we are fighting these people like, you know, Aladdin and such a people, we are fighting them.
That's good.
Yes, that we are fighting them is not just we are lying and say, no, we don't agree because of any reason to just we want to show off, understand? No, we are really fighting, and we have lost so many people against these barbaric people. And we fought, yes, we fought not because of some, I don't know, differences in our views. No, we fought for you, for non-believers, because we were free to pray, we were free to fast, I mean, this organization, you saw that they are all hijabi, they didn't have any problem with hijab, but we were the first who went out against the forced hijab by Khomeini, and we said that this is not Islam, you have no right to force people to hijab, okay? Because we knew that this regime is just trying to oppress people. They abuse religion. They don't believe themselves at all in religion. Those among this religion, regime that believed really in that even backward Islam, they stood against the regime themselves. Like second man in Iran, his name was Ayatollah Montazeri. He stood against the leader, and he was 5 years in jail anyway. So this is what I'm trying to say, that we are really fighting, against them.
Anton, are you still busy with your question?
Yes, please. Yeah, please.
Sorry. Or
Muji,
is Anton still busy? Or
sorry, Anton.
I just wanted to say, Muji, that we're one day gonna see Tree on one of these YouTube channels. They're at Speaker's Corner, debating people. He's gonna run around there like crazy and debate everyone for us. I'm looking forward to it.
Muji, I want to ask you.
Yes, please.
How do you know what love is?
How do you know what love is?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm an adult, enough adult to understand that love is when you care about people. Okay. When I say I love my children, is when I'm kind to them, when I'm, caring about them. So that's love. Understand?
But would you call that subjective or objective love?
I don't understand subjective, objective.
Is it your understanding
what
or is
do
it
you
the
mean?
actual definition?
Sorry?
Is it your understanding of love or is it just the objective definition of love?
Definitely, I understand it, yes.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because in the Bible, we were given an example from God on what love is. And we would love each other by that standard. So my question is, where in the Quran does it teach you to love one another? And does it also tell you what love is? I'll give you an example.
All right, it's not maybe explaining like, I don't know, Bible has explained, but when it tells me to forgive people, okay, that I understand that is love, okay?
Yeah, that's one aspect.
Yes, forgive even a murderer, someone who took your eyes, or, someone who wronged you, someone who committed an evil act against you. When Quran says forgive, okay, then I understand that Quran wants us to love one another. Yes. And that's love one another, my brother, is a command of God as well. The same God that I believe in Quran,
Can you tell me the verse where it says that?
No, that I say love one another, which Jesus on him says, okay, or love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's also a command from my God, because I believe that, we believe in the same God. Understand?
But you're cherry picking from the Bible.
So I definitely take those verses that are matching with the Quran. Okay.
Yeah, but again, that's cherry picking. So when the Quran does it tell you to love one another?
I told you that.
That's cherry picking.
No, that's not cherry picking.
You can't do that. You can't do that unless you're going to take into consideration that Jesus died for us.
No.
So you can't take.
Wait.
There are many examples in the Quran. That
yes, let me bring it.
Yes.
That's fine. I'm just looking for one. That's it.
Yes.
The Quran actually describes it in many different ways.
Yes. Let me read, Anton. Let me read. Chapter 28, verse 77. Do good to others as Allah has done good to you. Chapter 42, verse 23. Anyone who does good to others, we give more good for him in it. Chapter 22, verse 37. Give good news to those who do good to others. Chapter 39, verse 10. Ultimate good await those who do good in this world. Chapter 16, verse 90. Indeed, Allah orders justice and good conduct and giving to relatives and forbids immorality and bad conduct and oppression. He admonishes you that perhaps you will be reminded. Chapter 42, verse 43. And whoever is patient and forgives, indeed, that is of the matter requiring determination. 23, verse 96. O Muhammad, repel evil in the best manner. We are well aware of all that they say about you. There are many verses. If you want, I can read for you. Okay. So it is not cherry picking. Okay. Yes.
Okay. That's good. That's good. So where I'm going with this is in the Old Testament, we were commanded to love one another.
Okay.
And you agree with that, right?
Yes.
But
I love it. Yes.
The thing is, we as people, unless we have an objective understanding of what love is, we cannot perfectly love one another.
Okay.
And that's why when Jesus came and died on the cross, he gave us an example of how we should love one another, that we should give everything, give up our lives. And that's where John 13:34 comes about, because Jesus knows is going to die for us. He says, a new commandment I give you, love one another as I have loved you, so you love one another. So God has come down to earth, and he has shown us what true love is, given us example, so we now know how to love one another, that we have to give ourselves to others, and that's perfect love. In the Old Testament, we didn't know what love was, and that's why God came and gave us an example.
Okay. All right.
So to just say love your neighbor, it's not a true expression of what love really is. You won't fully understand what it is until you actually see that sacrifice being made.
All right. Anyway, so I respect your beliefs, and I'm not going to discuss your beliefs. I'm not going against.
I want to go
that,
back, because you said if you're a better commandment, then you would convert to Christianity.
Sorry, I said what?
You said if you're a better commandment, you'll convert to Christianity.
Okay, no,
so
I didn't say
that.
Oh, no, wait. Sorry, Hourglass.
Did you say that, Martin?
No. I said, if I find a command that take us out of this jungle, okay, a better way, not command, a better way out of this jungle. Anyone, a president, okay, a president, a political party. It doesn't have to be a religion, okay. Like I'm now following. My brother was now he's better, of course, but before he was Islamophobe. He hated Islam, but he went 4.5 years in jail for a Muslim organization that I showed you, because he saw this organization is the best against Iranian regime, and this organization fight the best. They are going to bring freedom. There are lots of Marxists, Christian, Jews, and others who support a Muslim organization. So as long as they know that this organization is going to fulfill their requirement, they follow it, okay? So if I see that Christianity or Judaism or Hinduism fulfill my requirement, then I will follow it, okay? My requirement is, Anton, please help me. Do you understand? My requirement is that a religion or whatever take us out of this jungle, okay? Then I will follow that or religion or organization or whatever it is, okay? So now
Christianity does that all the time, Muji. It takes us out the jungle, Muji.
We are in the jungle.
Me and Muji is in the jungle, and it takes us out of the jungle.
John 13:34.
Wait. Let my answer.
Why do you think Christianity doesn't do that, or Islam does it better? Why is it that you think
that? Because I know what is the source of this jungle. The jungle is the capitalist system that allows 1% of the world population own $110 trillion, while 50% of the total capital of population of the world live on less than 0.5% of the total capital of the planet. Okay, and hundreds of millions of people live on $1 a day or $2 a day. So I see that the system is the jungle. So Christianity, I haven't seen that Christianity. Of course, when I say that,
13:34.
what John 13 says, please explain for me.
34.
What it says.
The new commandments I give you: love one another as I've loved you, so you must love one another.
Okay, my brother.
Love with the sacrifice of Christ on the cross.
Yes. Hourglass, just a moment, please. Yeah, please let me talk to him. Mr. Tree, I said that, I have said it to Martin many times. Just words, okay, doesn't even, for example. But
the Quran is just words as well.
No.
It's
Quran,
just words.
Wait. Quran is a guidance that says that, prostrate towards equality, okay, and reject the inequality. I have explained it many times.
But
inequality.
It's full of words, right?
Yes. No. Look, it is full of words. Yes, but the thing is that. It says it very openly, okay, very clearly, that we have to get rid of this system, okay, and live equal.
It also says very clearly in the Bible that we must love each other like God has loved us.
Okay,
very clearly.
Yes. That's, look, That I say that's not the solution. The solution is to get rid of this system. Does Christianity says that we have to get rid of this system, jungle system, or not?
It
Does
says
it
that we
say?
must love each other perfectly, and that means that any system doesn't matter because we all have
All
perfect love for one another.
Okay, all right. So I'm so sorry that I have to say that. Okay, Mr. Tree, I'm so sorry that I have to say that. That's not a fact for me. If you show it in the what is it? If you show it in practice, of course, when I talk to Christians, I say I believe in such a word. They say, "Oh, it is Christianity." Yes, I know that there are such a potential in Abrahamic religion. Okay, that we guide us towards equality. I know this potential,
No,
but
Gene, you're not being fair, because the same can be applied to your book and your commands. You're saying it's just words. You said that about Christianity, but you won't take the same standard to the Quran.
okay,
You're not being fair here.
no. Look, I say that. Look, I say even Quran, if it cannot, okay, just I have found that it can. Just we have to understand it and we have to follow it, because this concept of Mecca prostrating, all these are for that equal word. And if we follow it, and we will do that according to Quran, one day we will do that, then we will reach. But if Christianity does that, I'm not against Christianity, okay, Mr. Tree. I don't just believe, look, there is no requirement in Islam that you have to believe that Prophet Muhammad was a prophet of God. As long as you fight for that equal word, okay, you are saved. You are going to heaven. It is promised by God. So I just don't believe that Jesus was Son of God and he was he was God. I don't just believe in Trinity, but if you want me to believe in that verse that you said, I believe in it 100%, Mr. Tree. Okay? Understand? So I believe in that. There is just one part that I don't believe, and I don't think that I don't ask you either to. My Quran doesn't ask you that you have to believe, otherwise you go to hell. That Allah is God and Prophet Muhammad was a prophet of God, and so on. No, Allah doesn't require that, because He knows that you have some misunderstandings, some difficulties, but He wants you to do good deeds, and He wants you to fight for equal word. Okay, understand?
Hourglass wants to say something.
Wait. Anton want to say something, and then after that, Hourglass want to say. Yes, Anton. Yeah, please.
No, I was just saying that Hourglass wants to say something.
Yeah. Okay, Hourglass. Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tree. You asked a question about love and where it is. Well, I found it. If you look at the book of Miscellany, Abu Hurairah, may God be pleased with him, reported, Messenger of God, peace be upon him, said, by him in whose hand my soul is, you will not enter paradise until you believe, and you shall not believe until you love one another. May I inform you of something? If you do, you love each other, promote greeting amongst you by saying peace be with you. So here it is. You have to love one another to go to paradise. You
But
can't
what does love mean?
otherwise, right?
But what does love mean to you? Or what does love mean objectively?
Well, here it says that we should spread peace among each other. When I say to you, peace be with you, it means I have no ill intention towards you. I wish
I can say that to someone and not love them.
Okay.
I can say that to someone and not love them. So that doesn't explain what love is. We got given an example in the Bible with Christ dying on the cross for us as an example of love.
What would be your example of love?
Mine or Hourglass?
Yours. Is Mr. Tree?
Yeah, Mr. Tree.
So with Christ giving up his life on the cross for us, he showed us how much he loved us. He was willing to sacrifice himself so that we may be saved.
Saved for what?
But
saved from what we deserve, and we all deserve hell. And because any sin makes you imperfect before God. I think Martin has a really good statement on that, like rags thing. I can't remember.
Okay.
But Any sin makes you unworthy before perfect God.
Okay. So what do you mean
Hey.
unworthy? What do you mean unworthy? That we don't enter heaven?
With God being a perfect judge, any sin that you commit, the smallest little bit of sin, it makes you unworthy and it makes you guilty.
Okay.
And no one that has any form of guilt can be before perfect judge.
So what is the result?
The result is that we get what we deserve. That's hell. We do not deserve God's presence.
So
It's
it
just too
means
good
that,
for
yes,
us.
God's presence means is heaven, and we don't deserve heaven if we make the minimum mistake. Yeah.
And that's what the gospel is. The gospel is the good news.
All right. So the good news is that if you make the minimum mistake, you will go to hell.
The good news is that Christ showed us his love and he sacrificed himself on the cross.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I don't try to actually. I don't. Don't discuss other religion. Okay. But now when you
are a Christian, Muji. So you said you're a Christian, so usually we can't discuss Christianity because you're a Christian.
We're talking about
yes, I know. No, I say that
the Quran mentions the Bible, so it's the same religion.
No, I say yes. I say that I'm Christian as long as it's about those love one another, love your neighbor, and so on. But when it comes to these such a things, then I disagree. Okay, I'm not saying that I hate Christianity or whatever. Okay, I just disagree.
But Muji, are you a Christian in that the Quran says we have to accept the gospel? Are you a Christian in that?
I said yes.
Because the Quran over and over says we have to judge by the gospel.
No, I know, but I say that yes. Wait. I said that even today we were talking to Brother Rashid about that video, marvelous Quran, that monkeys were stoning somebody and so on. So we were discussing as well that those those commands that have been revealed by God, okay, not that I have said it before, that there has been some corrupted verses like stoning adulterers is not a command of the most merciful, loving, forgiving God. And I said even to that,
hell is worse than stoning.
Yes. Sorry. No. Look, I
hell
say
is far worse than stoning.
No, I say that. Okay, I don't. That's something else. That God's judgment. Okay.
Yeah,
God is
can do any judgment.
Yes. Anyway, God's judgment is not stoning adulterers by us sinner. A sinner like me, you, Mr. Tree, Aladdin. We have no right to judge people, especially in such a barbaric way, and stone them to death. So I don't believe.
Why not?
Why? So you?
Why not?
No, so Mr. Tree. So you are ready to stone a human being?
Not me, God. Because before God, no one deserves life.
No, look, wait.
So God can take life as He wills.
Look, Mr. Tree. God. So God command. If God commands you to, I mean, you believe that God will command you to stone a human being? Yeah.
If it truly is from God.
So it's
loving God.
Yeah, but do you believe that those verses were truly from God? Wait.
Well, God gave us life. He can take it from us, and we don't deserve life. If we
wait. Yeah, Anton, what do you say?
Yeah, I was just going to ask him, how would you be sure that such a command comes from
God?
Yeah, I mean, it won't be easy, and that's why I would always question it. Because I would only do that if the true God is commanding me to do it. But if I somehow think I might be telling myself to do it, then I won't do it. So I would be very cautious when doing that.
Okay, so all right, so you are not sure that those verses are from God, yeah?
No, I'm just saying that I would be very cautious if I feel what God's telling me to do. I would have to make sure that that's from God.
Yes. Anyway, so whatever. I'm not going to put you in corner or whatever. No, I'm not going to.
Go for it. I'm perfectly fine.
Anyway, so what I'm going to say that I don't believe that those are from God. I don't believe that even these Muslims say that the verse came down but was eaten by a goat. I don't believe that God would command a sinner like me to stone a human being for. I don't believe in any punishment even. Okay, any punishment.
Okay, so all the punishment in the Old Testament, all is not from God.
No, I'm saying, I've said it before. Brother Rashid. Yeah,
I'm sorry if it sounds rude, but I think it sounds very entitled.
Yeah, can I put somebody in the back stage so that Brother Rashid join?
I would.
You can drop me off.
Yes.
You can take me out.
Okay, so is that okay?
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Brother Rashid, welcome. Salaam alaikum, my brother Rashid.
Hello.
How are you, inshallah?
Hello. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing fine. How about you guys?
Yes, we are fine. Thank you. Unfortunately, we cannot take more than 6 people. I don't know why, but anyway, you are welcome. Brother Rashid, do you have anything to add to this discussion? I don't know if you were watching or not.
I just came on because you said you asked me on the message.
Yes. Okay, you are welcome. Now, we were talking about with Mr. Tree about and then Martin about following that Quran tells us to follow those commands. I mean, gospel and
yeah, and Allah's books. It says that Muji has to follow Allah's books.
Yes, and I said that he commands me to follow those which were revealed, and I have given this example of stoning adulterers are definitely not from the most merciful and forgiving God. Okay, so what is your take, Brother Rashid, on that?
Yeah, I mean, you're correct on that. I mean, I have the same point of view that the Quran, when it says that you follow the old scriptures, it says that let them judge, or it's talking about the Christians in particular. It says وَلْيَحْكُمْ أَهْلُ الْإِنْجِيلِ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ, that let the people of the Injil judge, the Injil here being the gospel, judge by what God sent down therein. So, which tells you that the people who possessed the gospel at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, we are assuming that that's the exact same gospel as they have today, that they were commanded to judge by what God sent down therein. So the specific part here is that God says what he sent down therein. So which means that there's possibility that there might be some other things therein which are not sent down by God, but they are within those scriptures as well. But what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to judge by what God sent down within those scriptures.
So what Mr. Tree means having a snack. Did Rashid just admit that? I don't know what you mean, admit what? But he also said the same way what we said about that, yes, what was revealed. And I say that God definitely never, sent down these barbaric acts of the pagans, stoning, because it is mentioned in Quran in many verses, stoning that was an act by pagans. Yeah. Okay. So yes, we are. Martin, can I remove it because we know these verses? Yes.
I just want to.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. So exactly what I said and Brother Rashid said as well. That okay, Martin is here. That we believe, yes, and I have said it many times. We believe in those that God has sent down, like love one another, love your neighbor as you love yourself, and those beautiful commands. And I don't believe in those verses that I've heard as well that says, Martin, people say, I don't know, that there are verses that says that kill even infant and so on and keep the virgin for yourself. I don't believe that those absolutely are commands of God. Okay, what do you think, Brother Rashid?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to those, they're quite harsh in my opinion, to be honest. If we are to believe that Moses would command, such commands from God to basically go into this town and execute all the males, including the boys, but keep the females, young girls for yourselves. It seems, it seems to me too extreme for God to have commanded that. Now, one can rebuttal that obviously by saying, well, didn't God at one point destroy a lot of people by a flood. We're assuming that maybe there were also there were infants and children in that, right? So someone might rebuttal that by pointing that part out and say, and they're probably justified in that, by pointing that out and say, well, okay, so why is it that it's okay for God to have done that there, but it's not okay for God to have commanded someone else to do this thing? The difference here is that in one place you're talking about a sort of like a situation which is not controlled, and in this place we're talking about something that is controlled. So with the flood, there is no sort of like, when the flood comes, it's not going to discriminate, like it's just going to wipe out whatever it sees. So it's not like it's going to see a baby there and then or swing to the left or to the right and take out only the the people who are guilty. It's going to just wipe out everybody, just like if an earthquake were to occur, it will just wipe out everybody, and it doesn't care what you believe. So but with the case with Moses, this is a straight command, and it is sort of like it's a controlled situation. So it's not like you are going in there and you're killing someone by mistake. It seems to be more premeditated. You're going in there and you're killing indiscriminately, basically, except for the virgin girls and that kind of thing. So would say I'm a bit skeptical about that.
Yeah, but I think that it is better to say, yes, let me say, I think it's better to say that God create, okay, and he can destroy. God is the ultimate judge, and he can, he knows what he does, but we human, we are not, the right judges. We make mistakes and we do bad deeds ourselves, so we cannot, commit such a crimes by ourselves. Understand? So this is, and then Mr. Tree said that.
But Muji, when did the Bible get corrupted? When did this happen? Because it was spread all over the world. So I don't know. And according to the Quran and the Bible, God protects his words. So it's kind of blasphemy to say we can't trust his words and it's been corrupted and stuff.
Okay. It is, in my opinion, God is talking about Quran, that he will protect it.
Isn't the Bible the God's words, the Torah and the Gospel? Isn't that God's words?
All right. What do you think, Brother Rashid, about that?
I mean, I don't subscribe to the idea that the Quran claims that the Bible has been corrupted. The Quran, like, for example, everything that God sent down is there within the biblical text. The difference is that within the biblical scriptures, the difference is that it's been mixed up. There's a mix up. There's things that have been added on top of the word of God, but the word of God is there. So I don't think that we're talking about actual corruptions, because when you understand the biblical texts, they were collected over a long period of time into a single book. So we don't know whether, for example, some texts were just being written not because God had sanctioned them to be written, or for revelations, for example, in the book of Song of Songs, for example, right? So we by that time, maybe at the time when they were being written, that these were not supposed to be revelations in that sense. But later on, because of popularity, they were elevated to a level of revelation. The same thing happens within Islam, where you have certain hadiths which are being raised to a level of revelation. So with the Bible, it wasn't like God handpicked these books and selected them and said, these are the ones I have canonized for you, that these are revelation. This was a process that was done by man. And the problem with that is that it causes a situation where, for example, people can add to, or sometimes they can even subtract. So with the Bible, when you have all those 60 plus books, you cannot say that all of them have been sanctioned by God. Even when you take the Torah as we understand it today, we see it as we typically assume that it is the first 5 books of Moses. Those are the ones that are attributed to Moses. But we know that Moses didn't write everything in there. I mean, that's generally understood, even within Judaism. You know, people know that Moses didn't write every single word therein. I mean, personally, I don't think that Moses wrote a single word within those books. I think that certain, because they were written much later after Moses, but his traditions lived on, and people who wrote them down had certain sources that they went back to. So they had the law of Moses, and then that law of Moses was rewritten with stories, and it was arranged in such a way that it starts from the beginning to the end. I don't think that God revealed it that way. I think that this was arrangement that is happening within the text. And you can see that even through the language style, the way the language changes even within the same book. And from that, we assume that these are written at different periods of time, but they were collected and put into one single book. So for that reason, we don't say it's corruption in that way.
Was lost or what?
What's what?
Was it lost or what?
No, I don't think that it was. That's what I meant. But yeah, but the word is inside there. But it takes a little bit. It takes work to find it. That's
Because
what
if you give me any book of the Bible almost, then it contradicts the Quran. So
No.
I don't. You have to say it's some kind of corrupted or lost or something. And I don't understand why the Muslims and Christians were that bad to not be able to protect God's or keep God's words, or that God is that bad that He
No.
doesn't protect His words.
Yeah, I will tell you how. Okay, how that happened. We know that, for example, like this is the case with writing. Okay, writing or memory, when something's being passed down throughout memory, this stuff can happen. There can be textual mistakes. Even within the Quran itself, you have those textual mistakes. So it's not free from those. So you have that kind of that kind of thing. It can happen, particularly when we know that.
So is the Quran also now corrupted or what? Because of the textual mistakes or what?
But that's the thing, is that you're putting corruption in my mouth. I said I deny that part,
Okay.
that the Bible has been corrupted. I don't believe that there is corruption there. I think that the dhikr, which God said that He would protect, and that needs to be actually stressed by Muslims, that when Allah says in the Quran, this claim that God has promised to preserve the Quran, that's not Quranic. What Allah says that He has promised to preserve what is known as a dhikr, which is the remembrance. The remembrance encompasses the stories about God, the mention of God. So, and that dhikr, that as we understand, the remembrance of God is found throughout all the revelations that have been revealed to man throughout history. And that is what God promised to keep. So when Allah says, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun, that we certainly sent down the dhikr and we are preserving it, that is not limited to the Quran. It is also encompassing the dhikr within the biblical tradition, the dhikr within other religious traditions as well. Within the Quran, you have the dhikr, as Allah tells us, wal Quran the dhikr, by the Quran which contains the dhikr. So the Quran contains the dhikr. And as for the Bible, Allah tells us that the people, fas'alu ahla dhikr, ask the people of the dhikr, referring to the people of the old. So they too have the dhikr, the remembrance of God. This is the mentioning of God, okay, in the different texts or the different revelations that have been revealed around the world. It's the common link within every single text that there is mention about God. There's mention about God. So that is what God promised to preserve. That's why we can say that since the moment of creation of man, God has consistently been in contact with humans from the moment of creating the human being, since He came to this earth, that God has been in constant connection with man, and that connection has continued through the biblical text, through the biblical stories, through the even within the Hinduism and even within the Buddhism. and it has continued throughout, even within some ancient African religions that are tribal. You see the same thing, and that is what we call the dhikr. It's the common link that is found within all the different traditions, and that is what is preserved from the moment of Adam to today. So when the Quran says he's going to preserve, or he has preserved, it doesn't say he's going to preserve the Quran. That's not what it says. Okay, it says وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ, that we are the hafiz of it, we are the preservers of it. So God said he sent down the dhikr, and he is the preserver of it. The dhikr is not limited to the Quran, it's also within the biblical text. So that is also preserved within the Bible itself.
I just would like to add something, is that I have this belief that they tried also to corrupt Quran, and because they couldn't, so they came up with fabricated hadiths, like we have said it many times, the verses were eaten by goat, you know. So these are things that, because Quran was memorized by many people, so that's why they couldn't enter these verses or these barbaric acts in Quran, and they came up with these fabricated hadiths. And yes, yeah. What do you think, Brother Rashid?
But today there are different versions of Arabic Quran.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what you said?
There's different versions of Arabic Qurans.
Yes, that's also another thing, is that these different readings of the Quran, they were not sanctioned by God. It's not like God. This is what happens with texts, is that they end up having diversification, but the
corruptions.
The dhikr within them is maintained or is preserved within them. However, there can appear certain manuscript errors. There can be grammatical.
Other apologists would call that corruption,
and that kind of thing. But as far as the dhikr is concerned, the dhikr is preserved within the Bible itself as well as in the Quran.
Mr. Tree, no, wait, Mr. Tree. I say corruption is if they could enter those verses in the Quran, which they couldn't, and they said that it was eaten by a goat. Okay, that's, I call it corruption, not a little difference between transmitting, or how do you say it, pronunciation and so on. So I don't see that one as corruption. When the meaning doesn't change, okay, it is always the same. That's not, I don't see that one as a corruption. But when an entire verse enters, okay, which shouldn't be there, that's a corruption for me. Okay.
Okay, when it comes to the biblical texts, Rashid, so you mentioned that at the time of Muhammad we had the correct Bible.
I didn't say correct.
Did you mention that we had verses put into there, or?
No, I didn't say we had the correct Bible. I said that we have the same. We have the same Bible today as we had during the time of the Prophet. That's what I said. The same Bible.
Okay. But you also mentioned that Muhammad said that you judge by what's in the Torah and the Old Testament.
Yes.
Yes, we explained.
So, no, it's good. It's good.
Yes, no, I just said,
so my question is,
I just have to verify it, that what was sent down by God. It's mentioned what was sent down by God. Okay, so you have to judge not but what was entered by people. For example, I'm not going to judge what was sent down by Bukhari. Okay, what was sent down by God. Okay, yes, please.
Okay, but my question comes in that Christians and Jews have the exact same Torah, basically the same things in the Torah. So how did it come that Jews and Christians inserted the same corrupted things or like additions into their books when they weren't? If the Jews changed something, the Christians would say, no, we're not going to change it. You guys are crazy. If the Christians change something, the Jews will say, no, you guys are demon possessed. We're not going to have the exact same changes. So to me, there's no explanation how we have the exact same Torah manuscripts today.
Well, to respond to that, I would hate to disappoint you, but actually you don't. That's the first thing. I mean, it's not the same actually. It's not 100% the same. So that's just something that you think it is, but it actually isn't. The big
Are there any changes that change the religion fundamentally, or what are you trying to say?
Yeah, but that's what Muji also said, that it's not about fundamental changes. That when you say that it's exactly the same, no, it's not. That the Jewish people have, it's not the exact same one, because you
As
have
the Christians.
Yeah, as the Christians.
In the Torah.
Yes, it's not the same.
Can you show us the differences? Can you show
Yes,
us where these big differences or whatever
Yeah,
the differences?
if I had the links, I would have had them
Yeah,
ready.
I'd love to read about it.
But it's not the same, because you have the different readings within even the Hebrew language itself. You have the Masoretic text, you have the Talmudic one, you have the Samaritan one. They all had different codices with the Old Testament, and the Samaritan Old Testament was different from the one that they had in Jerusalem. Okay? And we have
are there any? Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, is that we have snippets of those where there are differences. So that tells us that there was differences. Okay.
Well, let me just say yes, you're right. Let me just say that for argument's sake, right? Are there any of those manuscripts that do not contradict the Quran?
Are there of those manuscripts which don't contradict the Quran?
Quran, yeah.
Let me see if I understand the question.
Well, are there any of them that agree 100% with the Quran that do not contradict it?
Okay, the manuscripts of the Old Testament, if they agree in terms of fundamentals.
I'm asking if it's just one. No, like anything. If there's any contradiction, then it's not correct. So I'm asking for one Old Testament or Torah that does not contradict the Quran. Just one.
That does not contradict the Quran. All of them don't. I mean, when you say manuscript, that's the problem. Is that you are just talking about how am I supposed to judge? A manuscript is just a text that has been written on a piece of page. Are you talking about in terms of the script?
Anything.
What exactly are you saying? That the script agrees with the Quran, or the message agrees with the Quran?
Anything basically, because they all seem to contradict the Quran.
In terms of message, no, they don't contradict the Quran.
Well, in certain details, they do.
Well, again, that's what I said, is that in terms of the message, when the Quran says the message of the Quran is that you have faith in God and that you do righteous actions, or that there is one God, or that there is such a thing as prophets and angels, and the last day is coming, those core beliefs, those are the same ones that you find within the Old Testament.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to disappoint you, but if you go by that criteria, then Andrew Tate can make his religion say, oh no, we believe in God, angels. And then you would be forced to say that you believe in Tate's religion because he doesn't contradict yours, or like he also believes in angels. But so your criteria doesn't really stand up.
No, but that's not what you asked. You asked me where do they agree with one another. I told you where they agree. I gave you examples. I didn't say everything. I just said you asked me for examples, and I gave you those examples.
Yeah, but I mean, if both are from God and God's a perfect being, then there should be no contradiction.
But again, that's on your problem for your questioning, because you didn't ask your question properly. If you had asked your question properly, then now you're talking about God is perfect and all that stuff. What you
No, I'm just mentioning that there should not be any contradiction.
There shouldn't be a contradiction in what?
Between the Torah and the Quran.
I just told you there isn't. Could you give me
earlier you did.
Could you give
well,
me
I'm asking for any evidence of any Torah that agrees with the Quran. That's what I'm asking for, basically.
So I just told you all of them agree in terms of message.
Yeah.
Yeah, for example,
but they contradict the Quran in some sense, right?
So give me an example where they disagree with one another, and then I will comment on it.
Yes.
I can give you an example. For example, the story of Lot is different in the Quran, so it's not the same.
How is it different?
Well, the Bible says that it rains fire, and the Quran says it turns over. It like.
No, I mean, no. The Quran doesn't say it The Quran says, وَأَمْطَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ حِجَارَةً مِنْ سِجِّيلٍ, that we rained. Matar in Arabic is rain. وَأَمْطَرْنَا, we rained upon them حِجَارَةً مِنْ سِجِّيلٍ, we rained upon them of stones of brimstones, or stones that came from the sky. That's what Allah rained upon them. Then Allah says that what happened later is that the angels flipped this. This is when it uses we overturned the city. That doesn't mean that the city was turned upside down itself. It just means that the buildings collapsed on themselves. Okay, that when the stones rained, the roofs were on the floor. That's what it means in Arabic when you say that they were overturned. It doesn't mean that the city literally was lifted up and boom, overturned on top. No, this means that God rained upon them, and the buildings themselves collapsed to the ground. That is what it means that we overturned it.
Okay, I have to say one difference.
Anton, just mute yourself if you're not talking, because I like.
Yeah, I will do that.
Do you hear back?
Yeah, I will hear like sound like the whole time.
It's
See,
some,
now it sounds much
yeah,
better.
yeah, it's some kind of maybe AC or something, yeah, AC or fan or whatever. But
Yeah.
what I have to say is that I don't want to go in all details, but only one thing is that the stoning adulterers is different than in Quran. Okay, so it contradicts Quran that.
Yeah, I
that
think the whole
command.
Bible contradicts from the beginning till the end
Not
almost.
all, not
like
all,
like
not all.
Yeah, I
if you,
mean,
in any book you can go almost and you'll see some contradictions with the Quran.
I just say
I mean,
Many of the
the
books.
contradiction is like Yahweh, or like the Christian
Hmm.
God name or the Jewish God name is completely different to Allah. I know you guys say Allah is God. I know you guys are gonna say that, but you guys also give it as the name of God, whereas we give a name Yahweh or man, I'm blanking out right now. Martin,
Okay.
can you help me?
Yeah, Jesus, Yahweh,
Yeshua. Yeah, Yeshua is Jesus.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I think in Islam it's Abraham, Isaac, and Ismail. I can't remember.
Yeah, so it's quite a few
Something
But
else.
I think that those are not so big problems. Okay, I don't have any
Still
problem.
contradictions, Muji.
No, look.
Is
I
your
don't-
God's name Yahweh?
No, wait. I say I don't have any problem with names, or I just have problem with actions. Okay, that
So
if God,
you don't have a problem if the Quran is wrong in multiple places or
Or if
contradicts
you
the
call
Bible
God
multiple
Yahweh?
places.
look, I say that if Quran, I said even before that if a president, it doesn't have to be God, if a president, a political party can save us from all these problems we are facing, okay, I will follow that political party or president, or any other religion, a pagan religion, that because I have said it, and I'm not afraid of saying it, that I have converted to Islam almost 3 went. I don't know what happened, maybe his connection or whatever. But anyway, so I converted to Islam not because God exists. Okay, I converted to Islam because I found the solution to our problems in Islam. Okay, so for me, it doesn't matter if there is some differences, contradiction between Bible and Quran about the name of God and so on. So this is all my problems is the system. I don't want to live in this jungle. Okay, I have said it many times, and I think that's a reasonable reason that I convert to a religion that can solve those problems. Okay.
But Muji, don't you see how many problems these hadiths and all this stuff, Islamic hadiths and scriptures and stuff,
Yeah,
books and stuff is causing?
Yes,
You're
look,
fighting
what
the whole
about those
time
problems?
against this.
No,
Yeah,
look.
it's creating so many
No,
problems. Like
look, I say all those problems, including the problems that Christian countries or other countries, when Marxist countries, they create all those problems will disappear in that world when we get rid of this satanic system. Okay, all those problems will disappear. I know that these problems exist and they have caused problems. Yes, I know, but they are all
big
because
problems.
of they are all because of the satanic system. Because Bukhari could make money from putting all those trash.
And
in
it's too
his-
late,
his
Muji.
books. No, it's not.
already there. It's already there. He already made his money, Muji.
No,
So his
yes,
bad
I know.
deeds is gonna echo to eternity.
Yeah,
So
but But that's not God's or Islam's fault. That's these satanic systems fault. Okay, that has guided people to all these bad deeds, and it has done it even in Christianity. Those priests who were committing all those crimes in Europe in Renaissance time. You know how many people
Yeah,
they
but they were going against the Bible, but they couldn't go
yes,
to the
they go-
hadiths and say, "Yeah, look, yeah, I'm doing what God is asking me to do. I'm following Muhammad's or
I don't know how
Jesus'
they were.
example."
No, I don't know how they were justifying their crimes. Okay, but whatever, even these people, they cannot justify their crimes according Quran.
No, but I
But to the
mean,
hadiths again.
Wait,
just
Brother Rashid. Yes.
to mention on that, I mean, the people who enslaved others used the Bible to justify slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you
claiming,
can.
yeah, finish this,
It's like Satan. Satan twists the Bible to try and get Jesus to jump off a cliff and stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that just because a certain group of people use the scripture in order to justify their actions, that doesn't mean that that's what the scripture itself preaches. Because if you're going to throw that stone at us, then we can also throw the same stone at you, in that some Christians wrongfully use the Bible to justify that God had sanctioned slavery for them and allowed them to actually commit act. But
I'm going to throw my phone to you, Martin. Yes.
We
So
should not resort to such things. You know, when we know in our own backyard, you know, in our own classes, there are dangerous things there. Like, for example, as Jesus said, you know, right, that that you don't. That you have a log in your own eye, and yet you're trying to remove the speck from the other one's eye. That first remove the log from yours and then remove the speck so that you can see better. First remove that so that you can see better, so that you can remove the speck that is in another person's eye, right? So don't use that as an example to say, well, you see what your scripture is causing. We also have the same thing within Christianity.
I think there's a big difference.
There's
I think there's a massive difference. That's why you don't see Christians running around cutting off Muslims' heads and stuff like that. While you see it in Islam, where they do all kinds of stuff like that,
No,
following
Martin.
the hadiths and the.
Martin, they were doing it. They were doing it in the past. Yeah, they were doing.
And they still
lot
do
of
it, Muji.
No.
You think the Muslims don't follow those hadiths, Muji?
Look. I'm saying that
they were doing it in the past.
Christians. Christians were doing all these.
Yeah, but they
things,
can't justify it from the Bible. They don't find like.
Anton,
yeah, obviously anyone can do evil, Muji.
Yes. So they were doing
it,
justifying it through Bible. Anton,
no, they can't.
Wait. I have read when they, they conquered America. They were putting the Bible in front of the kings and saying that I think you convert and then we hang you, or if you don't convert, we will burn you. Something like this. Yeah, they were committing a lot.
Where do you find that in the Bible? That we're gonna hang you and burn you if you don't convert.
But they were they were justifying these things, these priests. Anton,
what do you think is easier, to justify evil in the hadiths that and you say comes from a false prophet? You call it a false prophet. Muhammad is a false prophet. These ISIS Muslims, prophet is a false prophet.
Martin,
do
you think that the people didn't use the Bible to justify the Salem witch trials? Do you think that they didn't use the Bible for that?
Sure, they try to, obviously, but it says love even your enemy and all kinds of loving verses. So they were going against the Bible. Otherwise, if the Bible explicitly told us to do that, then Christians will still be doing it today. But because they were taking it out of context and everything, obviously. But Muslims still today follow those hadiths and follow.
We tell them the exact excuse that you make for your own group. We tell them the exact same excuse that you make for your own group, Martin. You make the excuse, they read them out of context.
You just say it's corrupted hadith or it's fabricated, right? No, I didn't say the Bible is fabricated or something.
you again misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that you say that, oh, they misinterpreted the Bible. Okay, we are saying they misinterpreted the Quran. We're not saying they misinterpreted. No. You have to listen first, please. When we say they misinterpreted the Quran, you see, because they justify the use of hadith through the Quran. Okay, they're not just.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to check the hadiths and then interpret the Quran and hadiths, and they like link with each other.
Yeah, and we tell them that no, you have misinterpreted the Quran. If it leads you to follow this, we tell them that. So we're using the same excuse, but you are allowing it for you, but not allowing it for us.
Give me an example that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Muji just gave you the example of stoning of adulterers. For example, they are justifying that from first. They're saying it in the hadith, and then they're using the Quran to back that up. You understand? And
where does it say in the Quran that you should stone adulterers?
I'll tell you how. See, for example, the Quran says, "Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul." Obey God and obey the messenger. So they would say, see, the Quran says, obey God and the messenger and obey the messenger. So by following the hadith, that means we are obeying the messenger. But following the Quran, we are obeying God. You see what they just did right there? Is that you're using the Quran. So we tell them in that case, no, you have misinterpreted that verse. That's what we say. Same thing like you do. You see,
I just think Muji and you are gonna fight your whole life against these hadiths and stuff and all the bad deeds it causes. And
yeah, we are going to fight whole life.
You're gonna fight your whole life,
and not only us. No,
it's like the one guy said he was fighting his whole life against this ISIS Islam, and it spreads just more and more and more.
No. It was it spread because
fighting against a ghost though.
It spread because of Obama. Okay, Trump got rid of them almost immediately. Even UAE, Jordan, they joined Obama fighting against ISIS. After a month, they withdrew because they realized that Obama is just playing. It was Obama who helped them to become bigger because he was selling 3 times more weapons than George W. Bush. And he got Nobel Prize, okay? So it was a great moment for him to sell weapons. And if there is no ISIS, how he's going to sell weapons? So he was helping them. So it didn't grow because of Islam. It grew because of Obama, because he allowed it to grow.
But Muji, what I'm just saying, there's another Muslim. He was fighting his whole life against these terrorists and stuff, Muji.
Yes.
And later on, he said he thought the problem was in Muslims. But later on, he figured out the problem is an hadith in the Quran itself, which Muslims read. He always thought it's the Muslims that's the problem. Muslims are not interpreting the Quran and hadith correctly.
No, we say it is the wrong interpretation and fabricated hadiths. And I know that not only me, I said even next generation are going to fight them, okay? But we will defeat them in the future. Yes, it is mentioned in Quran that finally the entire planet will be righteous people. So I know that it will take time, but we will defeat them definitely. We will defeat the source of them now, Iranian ISIS.
What is the source of them?
Yes, so far.
What is the source?
The source of them is now the Iranian ISIS regime. When we bring it down, then it will spread. That beautiful message will spread throughout the Middle East. Okay, that's why the powers who want to sell weapons buy cheap oil. They don't want this ISIS regime they don't want it fall. Right now Biden is trying to send billions of dollars to godfather of ISIS. They are negotiating through Oman. Okay, there is a Iranian lobbyist Biden has put in the head of negotiation. Okay, so a lot of people are very angry with this Mr. Biden, that they are going to try to save a regime that is falling. Okay, the source of all problems in the Middle East. So you will see that finally we will bring them down, and finally we will change. Okay, Moji, right? Stephen, wait. But you're right. They justify slavery by using Old Testament. Yes. Yes. Did the U.S. start ISIS, or was it already there and they just amplified? Okay, I cannot read that. Sorry. Amplified it.
Amplified.
Yes. Amplified it. No, ISIS was created by Iranian regime. Qasem Soleimani, he took 2,000 jihadis from Iraqi jails, from Baghdad jails and other jails, 2,000 by bus. He took them to, what is it, Syria, and he gave them weapons, place, and everything. And Assad helped them too, so that they show the world that if Assad goes, then ISIS will take the power and so on. But Obama, he knew that, but he somehow he helped them. He helped them to grow by not supporting the opposition, Assad opposition. He put sanction on Assad and opposition, but he turned a blind eye to Iranian help to Assad, sending weapons, sending 70,000 troops to Syria through Iraq. And USA was in Iraq. They knew they could stop it, but they didn't stop it. So that Iranian regime sent all these troops to there. And then in 2010, go and read all these things, please. In 2010, Anton, the opposition won the election. There was a prime minister called, I forgot his name. He lost the election, but he didn't want to step down. So Iran and USA were the only who were supporting this regime. Nouri Maliki, yes, Nouri Maliki. And he was oppressing the Sunni Muslim. He was killing them. So Sunni Muslim, they realized that they are, alone. So when ISIS came to Iraq, they joined this ISIS. We say that when you are droning, then you take the devil's hand as well when you are droning, yes? So these people joined ISIS. That's why they occupied half of Iraq within few months. So this frustration was because of Obama, because he was helping Iranian ISIS regime. He was supporting.
Can I say that I think many ISIS, they read what they read in the Quran and Hadiths, and thus they're trying to be good Muslims by following those Hadiths that do all these bad deeds.
Martin, I said that they were political organization. They had
that as well, Muji. But
yes, and then
this guy says the same. ISIS
They're
actually
just trying
believe
to
it's part of
defend
their religion.
No,
right?
wait,
doctrine.
and then and then I have to say that it was research from the Western academic that they said that many of them, they go just for killing, they just or go for sex and money and so on. Okay, so not all of them were believing. So ISIS actually believe it's part of, no, not most of them. For example, Iranian regime.
I don't mean most of them. I'm just saying they read some of the stuff out of the Hadith and the Quran.
Definitely some of them do that. Iranian regime, for example, is an ISIS regime, and they don't believe in anything. They just believe money. They worship money. Okay, they are a bunch of Satan devils. Okay, really, they worship money. They don't believe at all in anything. I can show you, evidence that when they are inside, they are.
How are they worshipping money, Muji? Are they kissing it like that Blackstone, or what are they doing?
No, they just rob people, and they just believe in money, nothing else. Brother Rashid, would you like to say something?
No, I mean, I think that these groups, I think that they take place due to reaction, and of course escalation that takes place within the political system of the world. So they tend to come up as reactionary, and then they use religious texts to justify their violence. Now with Islam particularly, if you for example notice that these people who end up joining ISIS or whatever, if you were to I'm talking about the ones that really started these groups of these groups like this, they, before they actually became radicalized, they were still practicing Islam. They were still practicing Islam. So then you have to ask, okay, then what actually happened that made them radical? Because they were practicing Islam, but the problem is that there is also this idea of, the Western occupation within the Middle East that also plays a role. So it builds this hatred. So it's sort of like a hatred, towards the Western occupiers, they call them, that so they end up getting a resentment towards these people, and then they use religion obviously to justify their hatred towards them. And one of those things they would do is that they would just call them kuffar. Now once they call them the term kuffar, then it is everything just changes once you do that, because once they do that, so they have to go to the different scholars around the world who themselves have termed certain people as kuffar. So once they get that justification, then it's over. But if you look at ISIS, for example, hundreds and hundreds of scholars wrote memoirs, in response to ISIS. Hundreds of pages worth of memoirs refuting the ISIS message, refuting the ISIS movement. Very early on, they wrote a long memoir that was hundreds of pages. Almost all the known big scholars wrote and signed their name on this, that they didn't agree with anything. Though these scholars are very extreme, even in their views, but they also refused to actually agree with what ISIS was doing. So they also spoke out against the ISIS movement. So when you hear people who say, "Oh, well, they are justifying it from the religion, or that they're following the religion correctly," based on what? I mean, the thing is that we can't use that as evidence. You can't use that, because this group used the religion or the scripture within the religion to justify their actions. That means that scripture calls for that practice that this group is justifying. That we cannot correlate the two, in my opinion, anyway.
Thank you. Anton, would you like to say something?
I'm sorry. Is there still a background noise on my end?
It's okay. Yeah, you can say it. No problem. Yeah, it's not.
It's
much.
fine. It's fine. It's just you should mute yourself afterwards, because it's like a.
Yeah.
But if you talk, it's fine. Like
It's
if you
fine,
talk,
yeah.
it's.
Yes, it is a fun. I was gonna ask Rashid. He just said earlier that some hadiths have been elevated to a revelation status, and I was gonna ask him about examples of that.
Definitely. I mean, there are many hadiths that have been elevated to the level of revelation. Like, for example, as Muji also talked about the stoning one, you already covered that. So they don't consider that to be just a mere, action, because that is sort of liked or preferred action. No, they see it as having been revealed by God. So there were verses, according to them, that do give, that allowed, that punishment. So they would say things like that. And other hadiths which they have raised, to a level of revelation would include, for example, the so-called satanic verses. You have Muslim scholars as well as laymen who have also elevated those verses at a level of revelation. And then you also have certain actions, because they say, okay, whatever the prophet did, they use this verse of the Quran which says, La yantiqu anil hawa. He, meaning the prophet, does not speak from his own desires. In huwa illa wahyun yuha. That it is only a revelation, an inspiration that has been inspired to him. So they use that statement, those two verses, and they say, which means that whatever the prophet says, that means it is revelation. Because the Quran says he does not speak without it being revelation. So hence, if we find anything that is in a sahih hadith, a hadith that is authentic, that would mean that hadith qualifies as revelation. So that's how they would try and justify it. Another So which means that every act and every declaration that Prophet gave out, you can take any hadith that is within the Sahih books today, basically that has been raised to a level of revelation. Basically all of them, a large majority of them that are in the Sahih books have been raised to a level of revelation, because the justification is the Prophet said it, the Prophet did it, that means it is revelation.
So what about the satanic verses? Was that not revealed to him?
No, I mean the satanic verses is just a story that's made up after him.
Yes.
So you don't think it happened at all?
No, of course not. Of course.
Isn't it in the Quran as well? Something like that, where
No,
it says
not
something
like that.
about Satan put something on his mouth.
No,
or
it's not
something?
about. Wait, it's not about
Angel
prophet.
Gabriel scolded
Wait.
for
No, it's
revealing something that was
no,
not.
no. That which is in Quran is not about Prophet Muhammad. It's about all prophets. Okay, and it's not about that Satan put it in their mouth. When they these messages come, Satan tries to change the message when it comes to the people, but God's message go through anyway. Yes, Brother Rashid, you can explain maybe more that verse.
Yes, so the verse that is typically quoted when people want to justify this satanic verses thing, they say, well, the Quran says in Surah Al-Hajj that وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ وَلَا نَبِيٍّ إِلَّا إِذَا تَمَنَّى أَلْقَى الشَّيْطَانُ فِي أُمْنِيَّتِهِ. So the verse reads that we never sent a messenger nor a prophet, except that when he إِلَّا إِذَا تَمَنَّى, except that, so that word tamanna, they would understand that as when he recited out. So that's how they would render it to justify this story. So they say that that word means when he recited out. Tamanna, manna, it means to hope, to wish for something. That's basically what it means. So illa idha tamanna, except that when he hoped for something or when he desired something, alqa shaytanu fi umniyati, that Satan threw something or orchestrated something against his wishes. That's basically what it means. That when any prophet that has been sent or any messenger that has been sent from God, whenever they desire to do something or to call for something within society, they had a wish, Satan would try to orchestrate some kind of plot against what the prophet or the messenger had sent or had said, had hoped for.
Yeah,
that's the verse is saying. That's what
yeah.
the verse is.
And
Nothing.
What is the verse?
And it's talking about all messengers, not just Prophet Muhammad. Okay.
What is this verse? Which verse is that?
Yeah, it's in Surah Al-Hajj, chapter 22. I don't know the exact verse number, but I can find it for you here. Excuse me for a second.
I just have to say this. Baron said he or she, I don't know, worship Khamenei. Then you are a pagan, and you are worshipping a terrorist. Okay, a mass murderer. If you worship a terrorist, mass murderer, then you are a pagan that worship a person. Not only a person, but a devil. Okay.
Yes, the verse.
Who is bad? Who is the?
What's the verse?
52 of chapter 22.
Chapter 22, verse 52.
Okay.
Anton, what you said?
No, I was asking about the who was they worshiping? Oh, that one.
This one, yeah.
Khamenei.
Khamenei is the leader of Iranian ISIS regime. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
really? I didn't know.
No, yes. So he's the biggest terrorist mass murderer in the world, and she, or I don't know, he worshipped that.
So I guess he's not a very good person.
He's
is he a politician?
Sorry.
Is he a politician?
He's a politician and religious leader. He claimed, but he is a mafia leader. Yes, Rashid, Brother Rashid. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to add just one thing on that verse, or on that issue of the satanic verses.
Yes.
So people, when they talk about this satanic verses thing, they like to attribute it to chapter 53, of the Quran. Now that's also in the first few verses of it. So they say that it is within this chapter that the Prophet apparently recited out some other verses which are not within that chapter. But what is interesting is that within that same chapter, okay, the literal chapter begins out by telling you that the Prophet himself, okay, ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى, that he does not make error. He did not make an error, nor did he divert. وَمَا يَنطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَى, and he does not speak from desire. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى, it is only an inspiration that has been inspired. Then it says, عَلَّمَهُ شَدِيدُ الْقُوَى, he has been taught by one who is strong and severe in might. So the question is, the chapter itself starts out by telling you that the Prophet, whatever he recites of the revelation, is revelation. So the sense that those people, that they use this particular chapter, it knocks them just from the beginning, that the chapter itself tells them that the chapter itself cannot allow for that, because it begins out by telling you that this is nothing but a revelation. Anything that he says, if he's reciting revelation, it is from God. So to then claim that this is the chapter in which he made a mistake is just absolutely ridiculous. So which is why I say he never.
What is the chapter?
Chapter 53.
Okay, somebody asked, who's Khamenei? Khamenei is the leader of Iranian ISIS terrorist mafia regime. Okay, so, and he was a poor man who didn't have a flat. Now he's over $95 billion rich. And his former president, Ahmadinejad, claimed that he is $200 billion rich. But this $95 billion was a claim by a US embassy in Iraq. But definitely he's over $100 billion rich, and he's a mafia, a terrorist man. Okay. Yes.
Muji, where does the Quran challenge people to write a chapter like the Quran? I know the shortest chapter in the Quran is like 3 verses, so you only have to write like 3 verses, like the Quran or something. Because I know Muslims say there's like the challenge that the Quran gives, write a chapter like it.
Yeah, brother.
If people do it, they get killed and stuff. But
I don't think it's like that, Mark. I think it's write an entire book. Like
no. They say a chapter.
Brother Rashid,
I think it says a few times. It goes book, chapter, or anything like it.
Let's say
the whole book, the entire Quran in this case.
No. There was a because they say that they say a chapter here. If you
Martin, just a moment. Martin, Brother Rashid, would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, I mean the one that he's talking about is the verse in Surah Al-Baqarah, in which Allah says, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَى عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ, right? وَدَعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Now that verse is not a challenge to you, or it's not a challenge for people to make up some sort of, in my opinion anyway, some sort of thing that rivals the Quran. Okay, I mean the Quran itself says that there is something like it. Okay, which is so the Quran itself says that, right, that there is something. وَشَهِدَ شَاهِدٌ مِّن بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ عَلَى مِثْلِهِ, right, same word, that a shahid and an expert witness from Bani Israel has already borne witness to its like. So there is something that is its like, so it's not the idea that make up something that is like it or better than it. That's not what exactly the Quran is saying. If you look at the verse, it is posing a question to those who have taken rivals to God. So it is saying that if it is true that there were in fact other deities other than God, then these deities would communicate some sort of information to you, to you people. So it says, and if they did communicate some sort of information, bring a chapter of this information, similar to what we do, because when Allah communicates, He communicates His revelation, and that revelation is put down into verses, chapters, and into books. So the question is posed in that way, that وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ, if you are in doubt about what we have sent down about our servants, all right, فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ, then produce a chapter like it. وَدَعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ, and call upon your witnesses other than God. See, call upon your witnesses other than God, because people believed that there are other witnesses other than God. So Allah says, if there were these other gods, لَوْ كَانَ مَعَهُ آلِهَةٌ, that if there were these other gods, those gods would reveal some sort of information. They would reveal themselves to you, just as God has revealed Himself throughout history to different prophets. So God would then say, okay, well, produce a chapter like it. In another place, it says, فَأْتُوا بِكِتَابٍ, bring a book. Right, a book that we can read, meaning they bring some kind of revelation, some form of revelation that these other deities have revealed, have sent down to you, which you have put into scriptures, so that we may see, we may look at them, and we may observe the differences. We may look at the message and then assess. That's all the verses, is saying.
All right.
Because I see they give this challenge here, and
Yeah, they're just wasting that time, because it's a fruitless challenge, because who is there to judge it? Like, how are you going to, like, what kind of person out
and
there?
you really say someone has already succeeded in this challenge, because you say the Quran already admits that someone has written something like the Quran, or what?
Yeah, because not that someone wrote the Quran, but the Quran says that there is something that is its like, which is what? The revelations that came before. Those revelations are like the Quran, because there are two revelations from God. So, and the Quran uses the same exact word, mithli, that He uses in this chapter. It says that وَشَهِدَ شَاهِدٌ مِّن بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ عَلَى مِثْلِهِ. Okay, فَآمَنَ بِهِ. That there is a shahid, is an expert witness. A shahid is someone who doesn't see something, but they witness to it. Like an expert witness does not witness something, does not see something, or is not present to see something, but they act as an expert. Like when you go in court and they say, okay, we have witnesses, eyewitnesses, those ones who were there at the scene, and then we have like an expert witness. So that is someone who speaks on the matter, who is educated in that field. So that is a shahid within the Quran, and then a shaheed, that's an eyewitness. So that's why you have the differentiation in the Quran. For those people who read Arabic and who know the Quran, they can look that up. Allah calls Himself shaheed, eyewitness, whereas when He's referring to other beings, He calls them shahid, right? Expert witnesses, particularly when it comes to the unseen mysteries. So the same thing here, Allah is saying that there is an expert witness, someone who is just witnessing expertly to it's similar, to something that is similar to it. So there's someone within society who is witnessing that the Quran resembles the revelations that came before, and that shahid has accepted it, has believed in it, or has put faith in it, right?
Okay, but so Rashid, you're saying it's a bad challenge because we can't really say is it as good as the Quran, or
who is going to judge? Like, okay, what?
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. It's a bad challenge, but the Quran gives this challenge, so it comes from the Quran, right?
But I'm telling you that it's not meant that way. But today it has. You see, this is why you didn't have, like, in the time of the Prophet, you don't even have a single hadith. A single hadith where anybody of the companions actually went out and said, okay, well, you guys, you're saying that that the Quran is not perfect. Well, then come up with a chapter like it. produce a chapter like it, or that kind of thing. This is recent rhetoric. Like even after it took, I think this is a 2020, it's a 21st century thing. Even before then, you didn't have this nonsense that people.
I heard that someone did take up this challenge and he got killed for it. In the Hadith, there's someone
no.
who
No,
someone
that's
took up this challenge and wrote something like it, and they killed him
no,
for
He
it.
died.
no, that's
Huh?
just nonsense.
He
Anton,
died.
what?
No,
Yeah, I
was
heard
asking
someone
more.
killed. Yeah, I heard someone he got killed for saying this. And there's a guy, a poet that also ran behind Muhammad or something, and also said, "I can also do this, say these things," and he also got killed or something.
yeah, these stories are not true. Okay, these stories are not
Well, it's
true.
in the Hadith. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
There are-
but those
yes,
stories are not true.
there are-
It's because people back then, they used to say that to the prophet. This is actually in the Quran, that they
yes.
say to the prophet that, look, if that if we wanted لَقُلْنَا مِثْلَ هَذَا, okay, in هَذَا إِلَّا أَسَاطِيرُ الْأَوَّلِينَ. That's what I said. If we wanted, لو نشاء, if we wanted, لَقُلْنَا مِثْلَ هَذَا, we would say something that is similar to this. In huwa illa asatirul awwalin. This is nothing but the stories of ancient, right? They said that we can just gather the same stories, some stories, and just make up a book. It's that simple. They said that, during the time of the prophet. So it wasn't something that the prophet sanctioned, them for. Okay, or he told them don't say this, or this was something that was said while he was in Makkah, while he was in Medina, while he even had power, and he never executed anybody who ever said this kind. Those are just kind of stories that were used to
Yeah,
justify.
it's in the Hadith, and some Muslims accept it. I'm just saying, like,
that they used those stories to justify the killing of others who insulted the prophet. So if someone wanted to justify, let's say, like, for example, someone says something against the Prophet Muhammad, right, at that time, and now I can't go to the Quran because there's nothing there. So what would be the next thing? I have to make up something that would justify me attacking that individual.
Not
So
only that, Brother Rashid,
Yes.
the example of stoning adulterers also. If you want to say that this is from God, then you have to fabricate a lot of hadiths that yes, Prophet Muhammad did stone people. Those are stories about stoning adulterers, that somebody came and said, "Oh, I have committed this adultery," and Prophet Muhammad turned his face, and then all those ridiculous stories. So if you want to do that, and then I want to wrap it up, but very fast. This Alika said, "Does anyone have any proof for God?" I would like to say, Alika, for me, I've said it many times that all these books are the books of prophets, are for me a great proof that God existed, because these prophets, they were not liars, because liars cannot come with all these beautiful messages and put their lives in danger. Like, some of them were killed even in this mission. So these people were getting these beautiful commands and messages from God. And yes, the book itself, and then the beautiful, perfect way that they are putting in front of us to get rid of all these problems that exist on this planet, they are nothing but from the higher power. And of course, there are verses as well that I said how I converted was that only I found out that paganism says that we will be reincarnated forever, and I knew that the Abrahamic religion says that there is an end to this universe. Only that made me to think that how could they know thousands of years ago that there is an end to this universe? But not only that, there are other verses. But I would like to.
there's lots of evidence, Muji.
Yes.
I think there's lots of evidence, and I sent her the link I made for Muji. I think that's massive, good evidence and proof that God exists. But Muji calls it propaganda. But hopefully you won't call it propaganda, Lika. Well, hopefully you will,
Look,
you will accept the evidence.
Yes, I have to say that. As a former atheist, I also didn't. I thought that there is no evidence, but there were evidence, but I didn't know them. It was just lack of knowledge. I would like to finish it, wrap it up, and thanks.
It's not 3 yet, Muji. It's 40
It's
seconds yet.
40 seconds. So
you have to wait, Muji.
Until we say goodbye to everybody. We can continue, Alika. We can continue that discussion next week again, and we can come to some conclusion. You are always welcome. Thank you, my brother Rashid. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Muji, for
you,
taking all my kicks, Muji, all my loving kicks for you, Muji.
No problem.
Where you see how great God is and how He protects His
Your
words.
propaganda kicks.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Anton, to
everyone.
be here. God bless you, everybody. Before we go, don't forget.
Someone wants to be on Discord, Muji.
Yes,
we will be there, hopefully, God willing.
Share the link.
If someone wants to, I'll share the links. But I did share the link already, but
Yeah,
I'll
I
share
know,
it again.
but they might not find
Did
it.
you give the link to Aladdin?
I'll share it as I did give it
Aladdin
to him.
ran away.
But he's not gonna show up, obviously.
No, he ran away.
He ran away, obviously.
Okay. That's the link. Take care,
I sent the link as Muji. So
peace
Muji
and
sent
love
the link.
to everybody. Thank you. Take care.
Peace and
Bye.
love.
Yes.
God bless.
Take care. God bless you all. Bye.